Hi listeners. Hello. How are you doing? Happy Sunday is something that no one says. Well, there you go. Any requests? Chat? Chatty chatty chat. Antonio. You're right. You're right, Antonio. Stu has messaged me with a freezing emoji. Six viewers. Hello, hello, hello. Hi, Simmy boy. Hi, Antonio. I hope you're well, pal. Yes, I'm very well. Most people watching on YouTube. Kind of sounds like Ice Age, doesn't it? Oh boy. You know. Every time I go on this Guitar Tab website, fucking Ed Sheeran's always on the top of it. Always. Sup? No merch. Okay. Well, whatever that is, I don't know. I hope we're well anyway. I'm just plunking around on the guitar. Feel free to request anything while I'm waiting around. Smells Like Teen Spirit is also a popular one. It's smells. I never really know how to play this. I'm very quiet 'cause I'm far away.
Oh yeah, indeed. Oh yeah, oh yeah, oh yeah.
Hello.
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 You alright?
Howdy, howdy.
Howdy doody doo.
Howdy.
Wagwan.
Wah wah wah.
Okay.
Smells like Team Spirit, baby.
I've never once learned how to play this song.
Almost. Oh, got it.
Good.
Is it just that all the way?
Pretty much.
Oh my god. Oh, and there's this bit.
No, you gotta.
There's this bit.
Yeah. Reach out and touch faith.
No, that's in Smells Like Teen Spirit.
Yeah. Sounded like that to me. Everything sounds like that to me, to be fair.
Mm. Well,
So,
there you
yeah.
And so on.
And so on and
It
so
turns
forth.
out my testicle got caught in the pencil sharpener, but it wasn't damaged.
Yeah, well, if you put 3 on top, then it's going to end up like that with the fridge.
Wow.
Your turn, Stu.
I've got nothing. I hadn't even thought about this. I should have given this some
Body
thought,
part
shouldn't
plus,
I? I
weird.
don't know. So, my wife came in while I had my knob stuck inside of a chocolatey Eclair.
All
That's
right.
better than last week. That's better than
Is that
last
better
week.
than last week? Do you
Yeah.
like
Are we ready?
Yeah.
that? Yeah.
Okay.
Welcome to the veteran gamers. Juju, Jimmy, other fellas will tell you about every single
I'm just gonna tell you straight to your face that what you're saying right now is very boring.
Stu story time and Chinny's game breakers. Here comes Duke with the soundbite saviors.
Homer, there's a man here who thinks he can help you.
Batman?
No, he's a scientist.
Batman's a scientist.
It's not Batman.
Is today's hectic lifestyle making you tense and impatient?
Shut up and get to the point! Oh my glob!
Switch that console off before you have to press repeat, yo.
Things are just about to start getting crazy, Gonads!
Hello and welcome to episode 470 of the Veteran Gamers Podcast, and it's motherfucking Game of the Year, everybody.
Yay! Game of the year. I'm Duke.
I'm Stu.
Oh my god, your volumes are too high. I'm Chinny. Hello.
My volume is going to be lower now.
Yeah.
Yes,
Sorry.
we'll
I'm
be
gonna be right
very
to the
quiet
No, I've
today.
adjusted it. You speak normal.
Oh, you mean my volume? I thought you meant my pitch.
I see what you did there.
We're not military veterans, people. We are veterans of the gaming lifestyle.
Yes, and we stream every Sunday at 9 p.m. British time, so that's the right time. So fuck every other time. Flat
Yeah,
Earth,
night
motherfucker.
time.
Stay
Night
flat.
time.
Stay flat.
That is the time.
The nighttime is the right time.
Night time is the right time. It's Game of the Year show.
It is.
Yeah.
We got a lot of emails and things to read
Well,
out.
to be fair, we got more tweets than emails.
Tweets, emails, Instagram
Yeah.
replies.
We got a
Yeah.
lot of messages
Yeah.
from the community about what their game of the year is.
Yeah, what they're thinking.
So I
And you know,
Some
I
of
say
them-
that. Get your own goddamn show. What? Since
Exactly.
we're supposed
Dude.
to say what you think.
most of them do.
Yeah, that is true.
well,
Oh,
save
that's
it for
true.
your own goddamn show.
Hey, by the way,
Take back
Chinny,
on our success.
I've got a snack for tonight's show from your neck of the woods.
Is it pork scratchings?
It is.
Yeah.
How the hell?
Hey,
What the fuck? What the what?
If you want, if a snack from the Black Country is
Yeah,
either pork scratchings,
yeah.
grey pays.
What?
You don't know what
What was
grey
this?
pays are.
No, what the
Um,
hell is that? What is that?
I don't know. It's just things that old people eat. Grey pays, bubble and squeak.
Also, Chinny is Sherlock, so he's like, I deduced that you were hungry, and that in 6 hours you're going to eat dinner, and therefore
Some of the things that Sherlock spots, I find bullshit. I have to say.
Do you call bullshit on it?
Yeah, there's like one bit is like she obviously takes her wedding ring off all the time, which means that she's cheating on her husband. It's like, I take my wedding ring off all the time because I don't want to drop it down the shower. You fucking idiot.
Because you're cheating on Tara.
He makes a lot of assumptions.
Well, that's the thing, right? There's a difference between deductions and assumptions.
Yeah, he makes a lot of assumptions. Anywho, we should fucking crack on with Game of the Year.
Yeah, here's how we're gonna do it. People. We're gonna talk about 5 of our games of the year.
Yeah.
And each of us is gonna talk about a meh of the year, and we're gonna talk about the surprise of the year.
Yeah.
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 What do you want to do? Do you want to do the surprise or the meh first?
I don't know.
Let's start with the meh.
Meh.
Okay.
All right.
Who's going first then? Who's going
Oh, it's like Russian roulette. Who's going first?
Who's going first? You know, you should have had some sort of random generator thing to choose.
I've got one of those. I've got one of those.
Do it. Do it
Yeah,
then.
hang on.
Do it.
Hang on. I got a random name picker.
3-sided die.
Cool.
To
Let's
make
do
it
that.
more exciting. Duke, stall for a little bit.
Okay, here's a
set it up,
song
man.
I've been wanting to sing for a very long time.
Uh-oh.
I got a big dog with a big head, and my friend just had a baby. Oh, yeah, it's all good when you're driving down the street and you run over some nuns.
Wow.
Come on.
I hate to say it, you, but you really do sound like you've got your testicles stuck in a pencil sharpener.
I got my testicles stuck in a pencil sharpener.
That was awful. Anyway, right.
was
So
terrible.
we got Stu.
Me, am I
Eric.
first?
No.
Oh.
And then Chinny. I don't know why we don't use my real name, but whatever.
Whatever.
Okay. It's a very complicated system. We're going to
Yes.
play the thing. I'm spinning it now because you're on a delay.
Spin
And
the
it's Stu.
Oh, I like it. Oh, is it?
Oh,
It is me. Oh my god. Right. Okay. Are we doing meh? We're doing meh, aren't we?
Meh.
Meh. You
Meh.
are. Yeah.
Meh.
I mean, I've got technically,
Yeah.
I've got 2 games on my meh list, but you know.
I've only got one because I don't really feel like I've played any really shit games this year.
That's not really shit. If it was really shit, we'd say, what is your really shit game?
Well, you know, games that I was a bit like, what? I'm totally disappointed
Meh.
with.
By the way,
Yeah,
did you
meh.
like my massive budget that I had for the graphics of that wheel and stuff?
Fine.
Yeah.
good.
That was probably about 20 grand there. Those graphics.
Really?
Yeah.
Wow. Which is that? Okay, I'm gonna go with the meh.
Worth every penny, by the
So
way.
Stu's meh game of 2018 is.
The Walking Dead, the final season
Oh
so far.
my god! What a great call.
Wow.
Yeah. For a number of reasons, really, because, well, apart from all of the bollocks and bullshit that went down, you know, at Telltale and it closing down, and then it was it going to happen? Was it not going to happen? I just don't think it's very good so far. I think they dropped they dropped, let's be honest, right? And I know you guys probably aren't up. Are you up to date, Chinny, with all the Walking Deads?
The TV series.
No, the games.
No, I haven't played season 3. No.
Yeah. See, season 3 was okay, but it wasn't. The cracks were starting to show at that point.
Mm-hmm.
That they kind of run out of ideas a little bit. And it started as, you know, as those seasons went on, to feel a bit more formulaic and sort of a bit like the TV show, really. You know, so it just started going downhill slowly. And I feel like it needed to be lifted up for the final season because, you know, we've grown to love Clementine and we want to know what happens and how her story ends. And I don't know. I like some aspects of it. You know, I like the relationship between her and the little kid who I can't even remember now, which is terrible. Yeah, I like the relationship there. But I don't know. Overall, I didn't like all the canned animations where it was like every kill scene with a zombie was the exact same thing over. They had like 2 variations on it, and it was just the same thing over and over. And it was just the combat thing that they'd chosen was a bit weird. I don't know. What I'm hoping is,
Did it feel lazy, Stuart? Lazy.
very lazy, like they'd run out of ideas, really.
Yeah.
You know, like they didn't really know how to finish the story in a really meaningful way. You know, they were still going for the shock factor. There was still stuff that happens that you're like, well, that was a bit shocking. So they still managed to pull that off a little bit, but we've come to expect that now, and I think that's the problem. You know what I mean? I do feel like, hopefully, when the next episode comes out, maybe they will have rejigged it a little bit and maybe put some more input in or got some fresh ideas, you know, from moving studios and doing it elsewhere. And maybe it'll live up to expectations in the end. But at the moment, it's a bit meh.
Bit meh. Ah, it's a good show. I didn't think of that one, but I never played it. So.
We said meh.
Stuart, your meh game of the year is a Telltale's Walking Dead Season 4 final season. Mr. Letdown. Will it ever happen? Will it ever be made? Yes, it will, but is it worth it? Wow.
Don't know. There
you go.
The jury's out.
Anything else you want to say about The Walking Dead final season?
Yeah, I think not particularly the final season, but I think The Walking Dead as a whole still stands. You know, it still has a place in my heart as, you know, one of my favorite experiences. That very first season was completely out of nowhere, really.
Yeah.
You know, and I feel like it's just a shame that if it doesn't improve, it finishes on this very kind of dour note.
Yeah.
You know.
Well, it's Simpson syndrome. They just keep doing it long after it should have been called off.
I don't know whether that's strictly true because it's only 4 stories. They just haven't.
Yeah, but let me ask this question.
Keep that high quality up.
Yeah, but let me ask you this: what's something you think they could have done with the story, or what's some, you know, direction they could have taken it so it wouldn't be meh?
I don't really know. That's a really good question. I don't really know. I feel like Clementine...
Next Generation, which is what they're doing, that can only go so far.
Yeah, I don't know. I feel like Clementine as a character needed to grow a little bit more. I mean, she's taken on this sort of parent role and this sort of Lee persona. Yeah, come full circle, and she's become Lee. And I mean, they even did that with the artwork, you know, and the adverts before it came out. You know, they mirrored some of the images from the original season with her in the position of Lee instead.
Right.
Which is fine, and I sort of kind of get that, but I don't know. I feel like she's still a bit naive. You know, we've got this girl who's grown up in this horrendous world, living out a life on the run most of the time, trying to survive. But I don't feel like they've managed to capture that in her character somehow. You know, yeah. I feel like she should be a way more worldly wise and way more badass than she is. I mean, don't get me wrong, she has her moments and stuff, but yeah. I don't know.
I hear you. I mean, that's the thing is that, like, once a game gets to this point, we see this with Assassin's Creed, we see it with a lot of games, there's a balancing act that has to be struck between giving people what they've come to love from the game in the past and trying to give us something new and exciting and different.
Yeah. And I think that's what they need to hopefully achieve in the last 2 episodes. We'll see.
Seems a lot to call back.
I would not hold my breath for a very well end to this.
I know.
The studio has gone through such upheaval, and I mean, maybe the story's already written. Maybe they don't have to worry about that, but I wouldn't hold my breath on it being amazing in terms of the story.
No. I just think the whole, sadly, and you know, as sort of sad as it was when Telltale failed, I feel like it was almost inevitable because they never really evolved from what they originally did. And I think that's a problem. They never updated their engine, you know, and the formula they used just stayed the same for every game they made. And that's not to say they didn't make some great games, because they did. But I don't know, they needed to do something else. They needed to wow.
Well, on behalf of Ubisoft, since when is that a requirement for studios?
True.
In operation?
But Ubisoft can kind of take more of that on the chin, can't they? Because it's such a big studio.
It's got 58 studios across the world.
Yeah. They can.
People expect different things from different studios, so
yeah,
I think that's a big part of it.
So that's it. I don't think there's a hell of a lot more to say about that, really.
Game down. Who's next from?
Hey, I've got to go back to the random name generator.
Go to the random wheel
flip
thing.
Coin now to see who's next.
Yeah.
Who is it gonna be?
There's a whole system now. Hold on, let me. Oh, now.
It's take 2 minutes in between each.
Yeah. It's run by a committee now.
Here we go.
All right, so It's a pretty complex chart here, so it's me and you, Duke.
Who's it gonna be?
Who's it gonna be?
Yeah.
And
I'm so excited.
It's amazing, isn't it?
Yeah. Wow, this is some impressive stuff.
Yeah, there's no budget spared here. While it's spinning, hi Bill, hi Soul Brother, Simi Boy, and Antonio.
While it's spinning, I just saw it land on
Yeah, it's
something.
finished.
Did it?
Finished.
Right. It's delayed for you, so I span it like about.
But then how do you not know before we know?
Yeah,
Yeah,
but like,
that's weird.
no, I was trying to time it so
you
it
were
was
waiting
spinning
for
for
it to
you.
show up.
Yeah.
Yeah, you were being nice, you
Yeah,
dumbass.
very nice. It's me, right? So my meh game of the year. I've got two, so I might save one. I've got one that's probably like one that you know that is a bit meh for me, and then another one that you wouldn't. Right. So my first meh game is Zelda Breath of the Wild.
Ooh.
Take that, bitches.
Say that,
Yeah.
Zelda.
Yeah.
Switch.
You fucking
Oh wait,
Zelda.
that didn't come out this year.
Nah, it doesn't matter though.
It doesn't matter. What's I gonna do with anything?
Played it though, didn't I?
Right, it's
Yeah,
my
we don't
big
care.
Zelda 2: Link to the Past.
I played
Sorry,
it this year.
Yes, you did. Go ahead.
Yeah.
Look, leave him
it's-
alone, Duke.
It's just that everybody
Yeah, him alone.
bums,
Go on.
everybody bums this game. Everybody loves it. You know, they all. There's not to say there's not good things about it. I'm not saying that. I just think that the game didn't grab me in the way that I was expecting it to. You know.
Oh no.
And I'm a Zelda fan, right? So I'm not like I wasn't coming at this. You know, say. You know how Stu's been bothering me to play like the Oprah Din or wherever it is, or
Oi.
so like I would
Yeah.
I would now approach that game not wanting to like it because Stu likes it, right?
That's true.
But however, like Zelda was like, no, I wanna like it. You know what I mean? I want to play it. I want to like this game. And I just didn't. I just didn't quite. It doesn't mean I didn't have great moments with it. It doesn't mean that I don't think it's like a bad game. I just really, really struggle to want to play it. I never want to play it. I don't really feel like I have massive amounts of fun. Maybe I'm an idiot and I like to be told everything because the game doesn't really tell you anything. You know, but like that being said, I have figured a lot of stuff out. You know, I probably put about 30 hours into it. And yeah, it's just... I miss the one thing that I missed up was like you know the elephant boss thing, Stu. Do you know what I'm talking about here?
I do.
Yeah.
Yes, I do.
So the elephant boss thing, like I went away from that because I thought I needed loads of shrines. I needed loads of arrows. That was it. And I needed to kill that thing that was where all the arrows are.
That's right.
Remember?
Yeah.
And I
Yeah.
could not kill it because I wasn't really supposed to kill it, but I thought I had to kill it to progress the story.
You see, it's weird that you did that because when they give you the quest to go and get, he just says go and collect the arrow. So that's
Yeah,
exactly
but
what
I
I
just
did.
thought
I just
that
went
I
and
had to
collected
kill him.
arrows.
I just thought I had to kill him. I was like, oh, I got to kill him. And I don't know
I mean,
why.
don't get me wrong. I had to go and then realised that was a fool's errand trying to kill that thing.
If I'd have known, I just had to collect them, which I suppose it's like one of those riddles, isn't it? You know what I mean? It's like,
Yeah.
And I just didn't figure it out. I just had to kill him, and I was like, then I'll level up my character. It's like, oh, that's what it wants me to do. It wants me to sort of get stronger, then I can kill him later. And I was like, all right, I'll do that. And then I didn't do it, and it put me on this massive 20-hour side track. So there, you know, I suppose if I'd have done that quicker, maybe it's just me. Maybe I'm a fucking idiot, but
Yep, that's it.
Yeah, that's the reason.
I didn't really get on with it very well, and you know, there's this sort of negative backlash about hand holding these days. Like, oh, these games hold your hands and all this, and then Dark Souls came along and changed it all. Whereas I don't really mind my hand being held now and again. It doesn't doesn't bother me. Like, you know, like people go, well, you know, if I approach a mission how you want, and you can, the mission's really dynamic because you could do that same mission and do a different thing. And I'm like, yeah, that's cool. Like, but I'm an idiot, so I need to be told now and again just to like, hey, do it this way. So for that reason, I'm gonna give Zelda my meh game of 2018. I'm sorry, Zelda. It doesn't mean I won't play you again. Doesn't mean I won't try you again. But you just didn't do it for me this year. or last year.
There you go.
Yeah, take that.
Take that, Link.
So, take that. I think. Do you know what I think the weirdest thing is out of all of this? Is that the one non-Nintendo fanboy, which is me, was the only person who liked this game.
Yeah.
Really liked it. Yeah, you were in.
In fact, I went to. It was in my top 3 games last year.
Yeah.
Because I loved it so much.
I think it's smart. Like, I just don't like figuring shit out too much.
No, it's
just
weird.
Like,
it's very weird.
I gotta cook and put all this together.
Well, and for whatever reason, it just didn't click the boxes or tick the boxes for us that it did for you, Stu.
Yeah, it's just strange. Though.
If I gave this to
Unexpected.
I don't know, a 10-year-old kid, and he's got nothing but time, then I'd imagine that 10-year-old kid would love it.
And I think there's something about the childlike wonder, and I mean that in the best possible way, Stu, that you enjoy games like this because you're kind of starting from nothing, and you have to. A lot of it is discovery of what you're doing and how you do it. Whereas I know that I can speak for myself, and I might speak for Chinny here. Just tell me what I need to do. I don't want to play a lot of guessing games in terms of like how to bond with my horse and how to find stuff and how to fight enemies. So
yeah, it's weird. It is weird what I will apply a lot of time to doing, and what I won't apply a lot of time to doing. You know what I mean? Compared to you two, it is funny how different we are.
Yeah.
Yeah, very odd. Anyway, I guess that just leaves you, Duke. What's
That
your
leaves
mess?
me.
Hold on, no.
Oh, you know,
wait, Chinny has another one.
No, wait.
Second game.
Wait.
Wait, hang on.
Oh,
I've got to do the random name generator.
I don't think we need that at this point.
Wait a minute.
Of course we do. What are you talking about?
Okay.
Here we go. And it's spinning.
It's
spinning.
It's spinning, brother. It's spinning.
It's Eric. Eric.
Is it? Really?
It's my turn.
Yeah.
Wow.
Did you do both of yours, Chinny, or are you going to save one?
I'm going to save one.
Yeah, he said he'll save one.
Right. So I'm trying to talk about games that I've played that came out this year, but I didn't play many games. For those who don't know, or those who have forgotten, I tend not to get games as soon as they come out. You're lucky if I play the game the year after it comes out. I tend to be very impetuous and impulsive when it comes to games. So, yeah, well, there's that. But I did buy a Xbox One and, Red Dead Redemption 2. It's just that I didn't.
to the hype. Sorry.
You just didn't play it.
Well, I just didn't play it, right? So it's not just about the money. It's about whatever is catching my interest today for whatever reason. I am thrown hither and yon on the winds of impulse.
That's
so
beautiful.
Anyway,
you should put that on a tattoo.
However, I can tell you that I did play a game that came out this year.
Holy fuck.
That is thoroughly meh. 100% MEH.
Ooh, interested to hear what this is.
It's called Iron Sight.
Oh, yeah. Yeah.
Oh, yeah.
I was still tempted to play it, though.
Yeah, well, it's free to play, so there's no reason for anybody not to play it. Yeah. It is a Call of Duty clone. It's a good Call of Duty clone. It's the best Call of Duty clone out right now, but it's still a very meh game. The paint covers over the flaws in the structure of the game, but just barely, so that you never really have a team. There's constantly people coming and going.
Yeah.
Which is true in Call of Duty as well, I guess. But, the gunshots don't ever feel 100% fair in terms of where they land. You get a bunch of kills where it's like, I shouldn't have gotten that kill. And then you get killed a bunch of times and you're like, there's no way that person killed me in a way that's fair. It's not really pay to win, but it is pay to look cool because you can.
I don't mind pay to look cool.
No, of course not. But this person with the red, white, and blue flag gun, you have to pay for that.
Well, you can tell that he's a patriot.
Right. But whatever. Like
he just loves his country, Duke. What's wrong with that?
Yeah.
Some other weird.
But it is very well done. It's just not. I don't think of meh as being bad necessarily.
No,
I just think of it as being. I paid exactly the right price for this game.
I think
$0.
I think you hit the nail on the head where meh doesn't necessarily mean like it's a bad game or you.
It didn't blow me away in any meaningful way. It definitely didn't make my top 5. But it's not a surprise. It's not a disappointment. Too bad. It's just meh.
It's just vanilla.
Exactly. And that's this company Aeria Games is the name of it. AERIA. Like, this is what they do. They pump out one game like this after another, and they have, you know, MMORPGs and, you know, stuff like that. They're all free. They're all mediocre. But, you know, if you have a Call of Duty itch, you can scratch it for free.
Yeah.
So, you know.
What a world we live in.
Yeah. Exactly.
What a world we. Do you know? To be fair, if you just showed me this very quickly, I would think it was a Call of Duty. Yeah, I would just go. Call of Duty.
I think the brief for this game is let's make Call of Duty like it was in Modern Warfare 1 and 2 days. That's kind of how it looks.
Yeah, exactly.
Which is fine.
Like fast, twitchy.
But like the problem, the reason why Activision don't make Call of Duty games like this anymore is because that's what they're meh.
No one will pay for.
We've been there, you know, and I think people go, oh yeah, I'd love to go back, and then we had the remasters, and everybody's like, yeah, it's a bit boring actually, because we've done it.
I'm curious to know how this company makes money, because
you'd be surprised at what people buy.
Pay to dress up.
I have students who talk about spending hundreds of dollars on Fortnite. I'm not surprised by anything.
Oh, yeah, but that game makes money hand over fist, though, doesn't it?
Of course. Yeah. But that's the thing. Here's the thing. Look, the reason people will pay money on Fortnite, I think, is because their friends are playing it too, and they want to have cool clothing to show off to their friends.
Yeah.
I'd be surprised if anybody who plays this game has any friends.
You never know. Like, there might be just a group of people, like at college or school,
but
and
these
they just
games also come and go so quickly.
Yeah, but like they because this is free, they're like, oh yeah, I've been playing. There might be just a group of people, pockets of people around the world that just play this constantly and just think, yeah, this is good. This is what I want to do.
And because I didn't pay any money for it, and I've thought about this with, like, you know, Rocket League. Okay, I paid $20 for Rocket League. I've gotten so much value out of it. I'll kick a little something to the developers in order to show them I appreciate it. So maybe somebody would think that in terms of spending money on this.
Yep.
So.
Yeah. Anyway, you're also thinking about we're talking about kids all the time. The people that play Call of Duty Modern Warfare 1 and 2, they're our age, right? And maybe they just think, you know what, I've tried Black Ops and it's just too much going on. I've heard about this Hindsight. Maybe this is just the game for me. It's just a little bit more simpler for me. I'm happy with that. And and like you say, they're because they're a bit older, they're a bit wiser. They might say, yeah, I don't mind giving them a couple quid for this, you know.
Yeah. Not everyone wants to play PUBG, do they, or Fortnite?
No,
that's true.
Like Roger Ebert said, you can force feed a man caviar, but sometimes he wants a burger.
That's true. That is true. There we go. Is
that's the Met game. I think we should do our 5th game in our top 5. Doesn't necessarily mean we're going to run through them all.
Right. No. Okay.
But just to sort of spice it up. I'm spicing it up, everyone.
Ooh, spicy!
You can never accuse me of not trying to spice up the show.
Spicy.
Never.
So we got our random name generator again. This is going to be a feature of the show. And right, so I'm spinning it now. So this is for the 5th game in your top 5. Who's going first? Read it out when you see it, because I don't know when you see it.
Okay, it's me!
It's Eric.
Duke.
So what is number 5 on your top 5 of 2018 video games?
This is a little awkward because I thought we would be doing the surprise game first. So I'll just say.
Oh, hey, we can do the surprise game.
Well, mine are one and the same.
No. I think we should sandwich. Meh games. Surprise.
Okay. Well, I have to tell you that this 5th game of the year, either that or someone else has to go because I have to pick a new 5th game.
Oh.
Either it's the same or.
Well, you nominate someone then.
To be fair, you couldn't talk about it separately.
Okay. How about this? Why don't we do this? I'll save my surprise.
Yeah.
The one that I had listed as 5th. I'll talk about it when it comes to surprise time, and for this one slot, 5th game of the year, I'll talk about a game that did not come out this year.
That's fine.
Okay.
Don't have to.
I also want to say that I'm only talking about games that I've played a good deal of. So Red Dead 2 is not on my list because I haven't played enough to really judge it. It probably will be. Hang on one second.
Hello.
It probably will be, game of the year in retrospect. Obviously, it's a great game. There's a lot of things I could say about Red Dead 2, but I haven't played it enough to say.
Yep.
I'm not going to talk about that.
Okay.
In 2018, however, I did finally play Saints Row 3.
Wow.
And even though it's 7 years old, it's my 5th game of 2018.
Brilliant.
Because it's so well done. The aesthetics are fantastic.
Oh yeah,
it's
a great game.
Sexist. I need to say that every time I talk about it. But, you know, for those who don't know, GTA and Saints Row kind of spiraled around each other because Saints Row started off as a parody of GTA, and then GTA went more over the top to the point where Saints Row had to figure out, okay, how are we going to really set ourselves apart from GTA? And so what they did was they just went nuts with it.
Yeah.
And it became, you know, smacking people with giant dildos and driving over nuns. And at one point there's a zombie mission in this game, which is stupid. I hated that. But there's a lot of cool activities. There's, you know, like a game show. There's the insurance fraud activity I always have a good time with, throwing yourself in traffic. Yeah, it's just a lot of fun. It's really silly, over the top, good times. And yeah, I really loved Saints Row 3.
It is good. It is really good. I just love the fact that with our format, we can just talk about whatever game we want.
Yeah, the games that we played last year.
Do you know what I often wonder, Chinny? Do you remember the year we went to the midlife gamer party, and they gave away a replica of the giant purple dildo?
Yeah, I remember that. Yeah.
And somebody took it home and forgot about it and left it on the train.
On the underground, yeah.
Yeah, and I often wonder whatever the person who found that really thought, because if they weren't a video game, they would literally be like, "What the hell?"
Yeah, but they would go, "I'll bet those freaks at the game show, they came through here and they probably got this at the game show." Those
honestly, Duke, if you saw it was life size, so it was literally the biggest dildo you've ever seen on a stick. It was enormous.
Yeah, well, but Duke's saying that like he knew that, like, the people probably knew that the game people came through.
Nah, it didn't even look vaguely game related if you didn't know.
No, but that's not the point. They, in their minds, they think, oh, these people from this video game convention are just a bunch of weirdos. This thing is weird, therefore it comes from the video game people.
Nah, I'm not convinced, but it would be funny to know.
And we never will.
And we never will.
Did you finish Saints Row the Third, Duke?
I did. I'm trying to 100% it, which is tedious and boring, and I don't know why I'm doing it. I've got collectibles left, which they do a good thing of, you have a perk that you can unlock eventually where it highlights all the collectibles, but only when you get close enough within their range of them. So you can't just look at the map and go, I need to go here, 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 here. You have to wander around until you see the little icon pop up, which is fine, but I'm going to be doing that. And then I finished all the assassinations, but I haven't finished all the car. You got to, you know, hijack this car and bring back that car. And some of the cars, it's just like a cement mixer. And you're just like, oh, I have to drive this across the map. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
But whatever.
Yeah.
Cool.
Yeah.
Yeah. So that's my number 5.
Nice.
Very good. Right, who's next?
Well, let's go to the very expensive. It takes a while to go over to it, you see, because it's so expensive.
Yeah.
To load up the graphics.
It's very fancy and it's worth it.
Yeah, exactly. So spinning it now.
Yeah.
Lots of choice there. Let me know when you see it. Read it out.
Okay, it's spinning. It's spinning. It's you, Chinny.
Chinny.
It's me. It's me. Right. Okay. I forgot. I wrote it down. I still don't understand what I wrote.
What?
Okay. So the game that I think is the 5th game best of the year of 2018, blah blah blah, is Shadow of the Tomb Raider.
Heyo.
Ooh.
Now I know last week.
I'm kind of shocked because you gave it a lot of stick last week.
Yeah. Well. So the thing is about it is that all my flaws are really to do with Lara Croft as a character, you know, and the fact that she's a psychopath and an idiot, and all the cutscenes. But that aside, the game itself, you know, the puzzling, the shooting, the jumping around, I absolutely love it. I love all that stuff. It's basically more of Tomb Raider, you know.
If she were a better character, this might be number 3 on your list, perhaps.
Yeah, if she was a better character, if she like vaguely made decisions that were human, then you know I would be like, okay, this is a better game. But this would set it apart from like Uncharted or anything like that. But like, it just doesn't get there. But the game itself is really, really good. It's almost like you have to just take everything that's happening with a pinch of salt and just focus on the game. And you know, because it's all exactly the same as the 2013 and when was the other one released? Like 2016 or whatever.
Yeah, one, I think.
Yeah, so they're all the same, really. But this is the problem. They didn't really sort of... They add a few things here and there, and there's a few little gadgets and stuff. They try and up the gore and all that sort of stuff. But the gameplay, you moving the character around, upgrading your skills, solving puzzles, that's all good. Like, I really, really enjoy that. So that's why Shadow of the Tomb Raider is my game of 2018.
What, the game of the year? What the hell?
No, fifth. Sorry. Sorry, fifth.
I was going to say, you've been moving forward. What are you doing?
No, I've been moving forward. Spoilers.
Right.
Spoilers! Oh my god!
Oh
my god!
Fifth game of the 2018. Yes, it's a good game. It's just, you know, it's got everything that you liked about the other Tomb Raiders. It's all there. You know, it's like, you know, that semi-open worldness, and you can go back and camps, and you know, there's collectibles. I quite enjoy collecting stuff in Tomb Raider. I don't know why. Mainly because it's not that hard to do. Do you know what I mean? It's quite fun to traverse around and find the things, and you have to learn the languages and unlock stuff, and yeah, I don't know. I just enjoy it.
Do you know what I remember the most about Tomb Raider? And this is gonna sound so like me.
Go on.
The thing I remember the most
water,
when I played...
the fucking water.
No, but you're close. That is a decent guess, but it isn't that.
Go on.
It was one of the first games I played that used this Tref SX hair thing.
Yeah,
and it was like, look at her hair. It's like it's really... It didn't look real. It just looked weird.
It looked weird, yeah. It looks like she's wearing a fucking weave.
Yeah, it was very weird.
Very strange.
But yeah, that's what I remember the most about it. How weird is that?
Yeah, it's not that weird. Right, okay.
I wonder who's going to be next.
Let me go back to the...
We've got to go to the wheel, apparently.
We've got to go to the wheel.
Wheel of going next.
Right, okay, here we go. It's pretty varied of who it could be here. This is the last time I'm going to do... Last time I'm going to do this joke, by the way. Stu, oh my God, it's you.
Is it me?
Wow.
Oh my God. Hey.
Go on, Stu. What's your fifth game of 2018?
Right. And number 5 this year is Detroit Become Human.
Ooh.
See, I'm surprised it didn't end up as your meh game, because you gave this along the way too.
Look, I'm a bit like Chinny on Tomb Raider.
Yeah, look.
Okay. Go on, what?
No, I was just
being
copying
you.
Kept saying, look.
Look.
Okay. Yeah, I'm a little bit like Chinny on Tomb Raider because I had a lot of issues with the ending, as you know.
Right.
But I also admire it so much for the amount of effort. Because let's be honest, right? Fucking Charlie Brooker's whinging about Bandersnatch, which had fuck all choice in it, right?
What are you talking about? You got to choose between two different cereals.
Exactly. And really, him going, it took us 2 years to make this because it was so fucking difficult. Do you know what? I'll try and make fucking Detroit. Because there's frigging millions of outcomes and choices that all have to link together to get to the end.
Yeah.
So, do you know what, Charlie Brooker? Go and fuck off. And I think that's part of the reason that it's even got to the top 5. And I think, you know what?
The only reason is because Bandersnatch wound you up. Is that why?
Fuck you, Charlie Brooker. That's why.
That is part of the reason, because I've read all these articles and Charlie Brooker complaining about how difficult it was to make this, and it was so. And in fact, like the rest of fucking Black Mirror has been delayed because it was so difficult. And I'm like, do you know what? Go and speak to fucking David Cage and his team, who've.
Oh, but on the other hand,
game,
but do you know the basic story behind Bandersnatch? The basic story is, man, it's hard to make a game that has a lot of choices in it.
Right. But do you know what? On the whole, David Cage pulled it off. You know, like I say, some of the writing's still a bit cheesy. The acting on the whole's very good, you know, and the dialogue's fairly well written, to be honest.
I would love to watch Duke play this.
Oh, yeah. The biggest issue I had was the ending, and whether that got changed along the way, I don't know. But like, even the fact that because of the way I played this game, you know, in such an odd way, and I may have enjoyed it even more had I played it as I would normally play a game. But obviously I decided to do this, like, play it the worst way possible, and how many bad decisions can I make?
Yeah.
But even the fact that some of the stuff I did, only 2% of the people who played the game ever saw. Do you know what I mean? It's just that to me is just like mind-blowing.
The same thing be said about like Walking Dead if you choose to like...
No, because, I mean, even if you look on the screen, Duke, did you see the tree there? That every one of them is a different outcome. And there's every single chapter has millions of, well, not millions, but maybe like 50, 60 of them, every single chapter. And each one of those outcomes has to lead on to the next chapter in some way.
I know, but look, there's always going to be some comeback around and you end up, that choice didn't really mean a whole lot. You know what I mean? There's always a little.
There is, but I think just the sheer scale of what they achieved without whinging about it and going, oh, it was so fucking difficult. Do you know what I mean? I just admire it a whole lot. And David Cage, as much as I think he's a bit of a knob, I do feel his ambition is amazing. What he tries to set out to do. I mean, and let's be honest with you, apart from it not being a movie, this is an FMV game. It's an FMV game, isn't it? Just without the real life characters in it.
Well, no.
Yeah.
It kind of is.
It
kind of is.
It's a game.
Well, that's the format of it is. You know what I mean? That's pretty much what it is. There is some gamey action in it, but the vast majority of it is just making a choice, between one thing and another. And what difference does that make to the outcome? But yeah, it's got to be in the top 5 because I do think, apart from the fact that fucking Charlie Brooker pissed me off, I feel that it deserves it just from the sheer scale and what they've actually managed to achieve as a team and just the sheer amount of effort that must have gone into making this game.
Simmy Boy 1989 says, I got the platinum for it the other day. So many different outcomes.
There is. There's so many different things that can happen.
But how many of them are
different choices?
Go on, say that again, Eric.
Is that how you get the platinum? Is by going back and doing all the different choices?
I have no clue. Because that would take a long time because there's so many different outcomes in each chapter. It's ridiculous.
Well, it's going to take a long time to get a platinum on anything.
But how many of those choices are meaningful on that graph? Do you know what I mean? Or is it like you cooked fucking dinner instead of sitting down on your arse?
I don't think that's strictly true. I think what tends to happen is they branch and then they come back together again. So there is that element in each chapter. Yeah. Yeah, it's like a diamond shape.
But that was Mass Effect, really, wasn't it? It was just like a diamond.
Yeah, so they branch out, and then there may be 4 potential outcomes of that chapter. But even so, it's still an achievement. You know what I mean? And love him or hate him, you've got to admire the guy for what he sets out to try and achieve.
I don't buy that because, like, a lot of these games, I mean, Breath of the Wild, people worked really hard on that. I'm not giving, I don't doubt that. But I didn't enjoy it.
Well, I did enjoy it. No, I enjoyed it as well.
So fuck all their efforts.
Just to see how fucked up I could make my world.
Yeah, and you played this game as badly as possible, right?
I did, and it was so difficult for me because I always play as a good guy in games. I very rarely I try not to make bad decisions on purpose.
Yeah.
But this was just so uncomfortable to do.
Yeah.
Because every time I got to the point where sometimes I just couldn't make the worst decision because I felt so bad doing it, and even the opening, losing the kid at the beginning, I didn't think that was a possibility, and then everyone died, and I'm like, maybe I shouldn't have done that. And I think that's kind of set the tone for the game, even though I was making bad decisions, I tried not to make them too detrimental to what was going on. You know what I mean? And in the end, I got quite a reasonably good ending. Regardless of how much shit I'd done, the ending actually wasn't that bad. So yeah, it could have been a hell of a lot worse, I reckon. But yeah, it's good. I like Detroit.
There you go. All right, Detroit is your 5th game of 2018. Jolly good.
Good. There you go.
Should we do our 4th?
Yes, let's do this.
Let's do our 4th, everyone.
Yeah.
Stu,
yeah,
you want to do our 4th? Eric, do you want to do our 4th?
Well, I know you're delaying to get the wheel up.
Shut up.
Spinning.
You have to break the fucking 4-4, you bellend. All right, it's me. Spoilers.
Hey.
All right, my fourth game of 2018 did not come out in 2018.
That's all right. Don't
How
matter,
can
does
you do that? You're supposed to talk about. Oh wait.
it? We don't care. Go.
It was Golf Story.
No, that's a good shout. I've heard lots of good things from you about it.
I absolutely fucking loved this game. It just took me by surprise. But it's not my surprise.
I know that's weird. It could be both.
It could be both. It could have been surprise, but no, it's just. I suppose I kind of knew what I was getting when I was playing it, but at the same time, I didn't expect it to be this good. Like I thought it would be decent. When I heard golf RPG, I was like, yeah, this might not be fun or whatever. But I had no idea it would be A, this funny, B, have such variety in golf because it's fucking golf, and C, just keep me playing and keep me interested. But it does, it totally does, and it's so good, and it holds its value so well, and I absolutely adore it. So Golf Story, it's not that expensive, I don't think. Yeah, I mean, I've said everything I need to say about Golf Story. I've talked about it quite a lot. So it's a good game. Probably about 20 hours to finish, something like that.
Yeah, it's still pretty good. But I mean, when I eventually get my Switch, which will be this year sometime, because I'm guessing that's when Bayonetta's coming out.
Yeah.
Yeah, I definitely think this will be on my buy list.
I think anybody who's, you don't have to love golf, but anybody who likes a decent RPG or kind of charming little British, well, not British, it's an Australian game, but that kind of cheeky humour stuff, it's a must buy for me. I would tell anybody to buy it. So yeah, Golf Story is my fourth game of 2018.
There you go. Right. Kapow. Right, who's next?
I need to go to
let the machine
spin the wheel.
I need to
Spin the
go
wheel.
to the machine. Oh, because the machine fucking. Right, it's very expensive stuff here, and
It is.
I heard it. You don't want to break it. But run too much.
Easy Pete's biggest.
Stuart.
Me. Right. Okay, here's my number 4. My number 4 of the year is the web slinger himself, the Spider-Man.
Spider-Man does whatever.
So you down like neighborhood Spider-Man.
And I'll be honest.
Spider-Man.
I'll be honest, there was a lot of deliberation between this being 5th and 4th, to be honest. Detroit nearly was above this. Nearly was above this for the year.
Crazy girl, you crazy.
And I'll tell you for why. Because as great as that mechanic is of swinging around the city, it was just too fucking Ubisoft gamey for me.
It's interesting that you focus on the negative. You focus on the negative for Spider-Man, but you focus on the positive for Detroit.
Yeah,
and this
but
is
you know
higher
why?
than on your list.
Do you know why that is, though?
Why?
Because I feel like it was still a good game. It was still good fun. The story was a bit standard Marvel sort of superhero story, but that's fine. And I think I've got to give it props because it was so slick.
Very slick.
Everything was slick. It looked great. It controlled great. Everything was great. But it didn't feel like anything new. And I think that's my biggest issue. It still feels like every other superhero game of recent years that I've played.
Yeah.
Assassin's Creed can be chucked in there as well because that's similar combat and stuff. But yeah, it's a really good game, but it was never going to make my top 3. And I just don't think the story was strong enough. The voice acting was great, the dialogue was really well done, but it just wasn't strong enough for me.
Yeah.
There wasn't enough surprises.
Interesting.
So there you go. But it's still good enough to be in the top 5 of the year for me, and I played it and I finished it, and I did everything, I didn't do all that bollocks shit that you had to do. But I did as much as it ever had to do to finish a story.
Mm-hmm. Yeah.
So there you go. So there you go. That's mine. Number 4.
Number 4, Spider-Man.
4.
So I wonder who's going to be last in this.
Right, I'm not doing that joke anymore. Right, it's Duke.
Yeah, like, fuck it. Right, Duke.
Okay. Yes, well, my number 4 is a little tiny puzzle game that came out in 2018 called Delete. And Chinny, if you're going to find footage of this, you better put it in Steam into the search engine, because Delete video game does not bring up the right things. There's a lot of people trying to delete video games. But anyway, Delete is a puzzle game that is sort of like a 3D Minesweeper. However, it's very polished and it's very elegant. The aesthetics are awesome. The game introduces itself to you in a very sophisticated way, very smoothly, moving through the different steps of whatever it's doing. And yeah, like it's one of those games where it's perfect for starting it up, doing a couple of levels, and then, you know, stopping while you feel good.
I was never a Minesweeper
I remember
person.
this game. I remember this game.
Yeah.
I remember playing.
It's not the type of game that's going to win any game of the year anywhere else.
No. Well, that's the beauty of our show.
In Duke's.
Beauty of our show, exactly.
But
yeah.
I've never been a Minesweeper, but I just don't get Minesweeper at all. Like, I know how to play it, I understand, but I don't find it fun.
Yeah, that's fine. And, you know, that's the thing, is that I know this isn't everybody's cup of tea. And it scratched an itch perfectly for me because I needed a puzzle game, and this is a magnificent puzzle game.
See, I look at this and I think, God, that looks tedious.
Yeah, well, hey, I feel that way about Detroit 2 Human.
I bet you do. I bet you do.
No doubt. So yeah, big ups to Delete. And if you want a good puzzle game, give it a shot, because it's well worth your time.
Yeah, and it's like £1 or something, isn't it? It's very, very cheap. Is this not? I'm sure this looks like the type of game that should definitely be on Android or iPhone.
Oh, it
should.
It might be. There's no
looks
reason
like it should
not to be on any platform, because it's so user friendly and doesn't really require a lot in terms of the interface.
No, but who knows? It may or may not be.
Yeah.
There you go. Is that number 4 done? Are we done?
That's number 4.
Number 4.
Done with that?
Yeah.
I think we should carry on with our third.
Yeah.
Third game here. So let me just set up the old.
Let's do it again. Set it up.
This is fun, isn't it?
It's fun. I like it. I like the Wheel of Fortune.
The Wheel of Fortune, exactly. Okay, so this is for the 2018 top, the third game of 2018, and here we go. It's me. Yay! Me. All right, so I think this is where shit gets real, right? Because you're going to be upset, Stuart.
Oh, no.
What game would I pick that would be number 3 that would upset you, Stuart? Let's see if you can guess.
Well, I imagine it'll be God of War.
Bingo!
Maybe?
It is God of War.
Ding.
It's pretty tight at the top, I have to say.
It's still in your top 3, though, which is pretty impressive, to be fair.
It's pretty. I will say this: my top 3 games are they're wiggly. You know what I mean? There's not much between them. Maybe the top one, but we all know what my first one is going to be. But this and my second choice was pretty close. Again, don't say it's a bad game. I feel like a lot of people this would be number 1. I think for me, I just got lost a little bit in the narrative with God of War. Absolutely loved the gameplay. Thought the combat was so much fun. And I thought the interaction between Kratos and Boy was good. And I liked the way the combat kept on evolving throughout the game. It seemed to sort of spice it up enough. So there's loads of positives for it. Just there's so much story stuff in there that kind of made me a little bit I don't know about this. There's too much in there for me that it sort of lost me, and that's why I'm knocking it down a little bit on the other ones, because the other 2 games on my list I was absolutely involved with the story. Do you know what I mean? That was the difference between this God of War and the top 2 games is I absolutely love the story in the other 2. So yeah, that's why I'm knocking it down. Great game, love it. It's a tough year. It's a great, it's really, really tough to sort of differentiate this from the second game. I'd definitely play a sequel. You know what I mean? I'd definitely play a sequel to God of War, without a doubt.
Oh yeah, I mean, let's be honest. I think out of all of the sort of rehashes of games, or looking at how they can approach it in a different way to the original, this for me is by far and away the best example of it.
Well, I mean, you look at this. I mean, like this year, like games that have been sort of rehashed, like Spider-Man and God of War fall into that category, don't they? Like where I can't believe that we're talking about Game of the Year in 2018. If you'd have said this to us in 2013, that God of War is going to be up there and Spider-Man, all right, we'd be like, what are you talking about? Spider-Man, a Spider-Man's game is going to be like on our top 5s. Ridiculous. But it is, and God of War as well, because no one cared about God of War like 2-3 years ago. It was one of these franchises like Tomb Raider or Gears of War or Halo that, had come out with 3 games and then kind of went stale and hadn't really reinvented itself, and now it has. Halo's that now. No one's really thinking about Halo. Like you look at the new Gears of War, you kind of like, yeah, it looks like more Gears of War. Been there, done that. But God of War and Spider-Man are there, and we're talking about
it. I mean, let's be honest. This could have easily fallen into the surprise of the year category.
Oh, yeah, that's true. Yeah, that's true.
Because obviously we weren't expecting this at all, were we, when it came? We knew it was probably going to be pretty good, but I don't think anyone was expecting quite how much I think the biggest change in this is how much Kratos has matured, or the game itself has matured.
Yeah.
Because let's be honest, it was always a bit juvenile, wasn't it? It was all
about.
I
mean, halfway through God of War,
very juvenile.
1, 2, and 3, you have sex with 2 women. It's just like games are different now. It just went a different way.
Yeah, and I think they did such an amazing job of actually making it a really mature and interesting, like, narrative-driven game.
The God of War 1, 2, and 3, is a game in his 20s. This God of War is a game in its, 30s. It's just grown up.
Yeah. I think, actually, the original God of Wars were in the teens.
Maybe.
12, 13, man. That's what they were. Whereas I think they've realised that maybe they don't need to do all that stuff to appeal to the mass audience.
Games aren't that anymore, are they?
No,
they used to be.
No, they're not. And I think that's what's so amazing about it.
But there's a time and a place, like Saints Row is a time and a place for it and all that sort of stuff. But...
And let's be honest, the last outing for God of War was the worst God of War they ever made.
Ascension,
Yeah, terrible game.
Terrible game.
Ascension, garbage. Ascension is right.
Diesel Saint says, I'm guessing Stu's game of the year will be FIFA 18.
Oh, yeah, of course.
Yeah, baby.
So God of War is my 3rd game of 2018. There you go. So, that being said, it is time to spin the spinner.
Spin the wheel of justice.
Spin.
Stuart.
Yes, what is it, me?
It's you. What is your 3rd game of 2018?
My number 3 game of 2018 is Forgotten Anne.
Ooh, I forgot about that.
Oh. I see what you did there.
Dear.
Yeah, Forgotten Anne. I loved the game. I loved it. I loved the story. I loved the environments. I loved how it was, like, all the hand-drawn art was just beautifully done. Animations worked really, really well. Really cool story. I just loved it. And I loved how stuff that decisions you made during your playing of the game definitely had an impact on what happened. And also that characters referred to shit you'd done.
Mm.
When, you did this, so I'm not going to help you because you were horrible to such and such a thing. And it has a massive effect on the ending, because there is something that happens at the end that you can't do unless you've done certain things in the game in a certain way. So, yeah, I loved it. I thought it was really, really well done. Really loved the game, loved the artwork, loved the dialogue, loved the animations, the cutscenes. There wasn't a lot I didn't like about this game.
Yeah.
Yeah, the only thing I was probably very minorly disappointed with was the fact there was just like 2 separate endings, and that was it. There was kind of a good ending and a bad ending, sort of thing, and that was it. But no, you could choose. You could kind of choose which one you got.
I see.
So you could kind of choose which one you wanted to do.
Yeah.
But it's good. Yeah, really, really good game. And I think anyone who's sort of in any way remotely interested in something a little bit different, this is a good introduction to, what people tend to categorize as was games for me, because it's mainstream enough that it's more than accessible for people, but it's also different enough from what you'd normally play that you'd think, oh yeah, this is interesting. If you like anime, or any sort of Japanesey kind of stuff, even though this is not a Japanese game,
right?
I definitely recommend playing this. It's such a great game, and it just looks beautiful. It's just such a lovely, lovely game.
It does look nice.
It does.
It does. Nice.
It does. So there you go. I totally recommend it. I can't
Forgotten
say that
Am.
enough. Forgotten Am. So there you go.
So that is your third game of 2018. Forgotten and Stuart.
Forgotten Am.
Eric.
Yeah.
What is your third game of 2018?
My third game of the year is a game I would not have played if not for you two guys.
What?
Okay.
Okay. I'm intrigued.
Guess what game it is?
Not from that, no.
I'm kind of thinking that there was a game that we both played. I'm trying to figure what it might have been. I don't know.
I had to get it in order to play it with you.
Do you know? I didn't think about that. Yeah. You see, I have a rule. Me, that I can't put something into my top 5 games unless I've finished it.
Well, I've never finished this game, but Overcooked.
That's your rule.
Yeah, that's just my rule.
Say that again, Eric. You could say it a little bit.
Overcooked 2 is a great game.
Overcooked 2.
And I haven't played it as much as I should in order to have a, absolute definite opinion. But you know what? Hey, I'm not a video game reviewer for my job, so whatever. Yeah. The point is, this game has so many beautiful elements in it. The aesthetics are great. The game mechanics are about 90% perfect. There's a little bit of fiddliness with, sometimes you throw things and it won't land where it's supposed to, or, there's a little bit of, you think you're going to put it down one spot and you don't totally put it in the right spot. But whatever. Those are minor gripes. It's tough, but it's not impossible. It's cute, but it's not idiotic. And I just had a lot of fun playing it with you guys. It's a really good co-op game. The Duchess and I played it together. Yeah. And she got a kick out of the fact that you put 3 tomatoes in a pot and you get tomato soup.
Yeah, that's how it works.
That's all you need. That's how it works. That's like real life.
Me and Tara have been playing this last week as well. Playing it quite a bit. Tara loves it. She was asking the other day, I was like, when are we going to play Overcooked again? I really enjoyed that. It's tough with 2 of you, though. It is tough with just 2.
It was good with Millie as well, wasn't it, when we were all playing?
I really enjoyed my favourite line from Millie was, like, us 3 were playing and Millie, and, like, us 3 were arguing, and Millie would just be like, I'll just wash the plates. Or
I'll just chop tomatoes.
I'll just boil the rice. Just you work it out.
Yeah. She was great.
So it's really fun. It's really cute. It's well done. Good game.
We need to play more of it.
We do. We need in the new year. It's in the new year now.
We're in the new year. What, 2020?
Yeah, we're in the new year. Yeah. 2020. Yeah. Yes, we'll sort some stuff out. I'll get Millie back on the job and we'll sort that out.
Okay.
We'll play some more Overcooked 2 together because it's such a good game. Such good fun as well.
Awesome stuff.
Yeah.
Very good.
Overcooked is your third game of 2018. Right. This is where shit gets a bit serious. So I was wondering, should we chuck in our surprise games now?
No, well, I thought...
Go on.
He wants to do surprises at the end.
No. I thought do number 2, then surprise game, and then number 1. Well, that sounds good.
In the interim, I'm going to give you my other meh game.
Yeah, go for the meh.
Go ahead.
All right. And I think you're not going to like this one either, Stu.
Oh.
Uh-oh.
I'm sorry.
What?
I finished this game today.
Really?
Today.
Oh.
This game came out this year.
Right.
I finished it today. I started it a long time ago, before I was married.
Okay. I thought you was going to say the Return of Obra Dinn, that you just started and finished it in a day.
Genie's played and finished this week.
Now again, meh doesn't necessarily mean bad or it's full of bad ideas. I just think that this game gets a lot of praise when I just kind of think it was fine. You know what I mean?
Okay.
Okay. The game is A Way Out.
Oh, interesting.
Yeah.
That's there's a reason that's very interesting.
Yeah, so I finished the game, and my main gripe with it is that there's a lot of things that happen in the game that are stupid.
They are, but you know what? Suspend your disbelief.
I'm gonna
No,
spoil
it's
one
the
of
artist's job to get you to suspend your disbelief.
I'm gonna spoil one of them because it's ridiculous.
Well, don't
not
spoil
the
it
end.
too
No,
much.
not.
All right,
It's
okay,
basically
okay.
there's a bit in the game where one of the characters is like he's got about 20 cops around him, right? And the other
Yeah, that's true.
character gets in a car, all right, and goes, "Oh, there he is." And I've got to help him. And as it was happening, I said to Marshall, like, I'm not sure what his plan is here. He's just driving towards 20 coppers. How is he going to get... And, like, my character basically does some Neo Matrix bullet dodging madness to get out of it.
Brilliant. Nothing wrong with that.
And
Totally believable.
I just went, that was complete bollocks. And there's a lot of those moments in it. The game isn't nowhere near as good as his last game, Brothers. But it's good. I think it's good. I just think it's good, and that's it. Like, it didn't really set the world on fire for me. Like, there's like a thing that happens at the end that I knew that was gonna happen. Like, I could see it pretty clearly that it was gonna happen. It was really cliche, really cheesy to me. Whereas I thought Brothers was like, oh my god, this is so cool. It's such a better sort of ending and shocked me more. But I think it's a good effort. Like, I think it's a great game, and I had fun playing it. It didn't make my top 5. I didn't really feel that compelled to play it. But in terms of, like, there are certain things that this game did a way out that I do commend. Do you know what I mean? Like, both people don't have to buy a copy of the game. That is awesome. Love that. Lots of different ways that you interact and help each other. Love that. The game where it falls apart is like when it's trying to be a shooter, especially towards the end. Like, there's a lot of shooting in the game, and it's really bad. It's really, really tough to support it. The driving is okay in it, and ultimately, like, some of the story beats don't really do it for me. Like, I don't really care about a lot of what's going on. So I felt like it was a good game, but people seem to praise it way more than I do. So A Way Out is my other meh game of 2018.
Fair enough.
Boink.
Point. Right. Number 2s, people. Let's get some number 2s out of the way.
Number
you know what I mean?
Number
2s.
So I gotta get the machine ready. I gotta crank it up. Hang on 1 second.
Crank up the machine for the number 2.
Crank it up. Here we go. Okay, the machine is... Can I get a... Ooh, for the machine being ready. Yeah.
There we go.
So this is for our number 2.
Number 2, people.
Game of 2018.
Here we go. Spin the
Lewis,
wheel of justice.
Antonio are in the chat. Derek Signs, Timmy Boy in the chat. Hello. It's Eric.
It's Eric.
Hey! So my number 2 game is a game that came out very recently, and it's a game that probably, again, is not on a lot of people's top lists, but it's one of the only other games I've played this year that came out this year, and it is Insurgency Sandstorm.
What?
Insurgency Sandstorm.
No, I know. I was joking.
Right. Yeah. It's like I've said before, it's a cross between a military simulator and a Call of Duty type game. It's very minimal heads-up display. Does not hold your hand. I've been playing mostly the PvE game, which is the very softest softcore version of the game. The people who are really hardcore will play the PvP games, and if you're super hardcore, you'll play the ranked PvP. But I'm not interested in that. I'm interested in going around and shooting the bad guys that are robots, and I don't want to be a liability to my team. And when you play the PvE, then you're much less of a liability to your team. I feel like I don't know the maps very well yet, but I'm wanting to learn them. And I don't know. I didn't expect to have a lot of fun with this. I played the first one for about 4 or 5 times, and then I stopped, and I was like, this isn't for me. And this one, I went right into it, and I've played it a bunch since.
Sorry, Duke. During that, we got a new follower on Twitch, Mike Fisher. Hi,
Hey.
Mike Fisher. What is it about surgical sand remover that you like?
The thing I like about it is that it feels very rewarding to get a kill in this game. Now, in the PvE, that's pretty dumb to say because it's not very difficult to get them compared to the PvP. But nevertheless, I feel like, all the things that I rely on in Call of Duty, mini-map, danger indicators. You don't see danger indicators in this game until you're dead.
Yeah.
And then you'll see an indicator which direction you got shot from.
Like life.
But there's no kill cams. There's no indication of how many enemies are left in the building.
No.
You just have to keep moving and, I feel... Not get killed. And you have to be accurate. Like, spray and pray doesn't really work for you in this game very much. At a certain point, yes, you have, once in a while someone will jump out at you and you just have to be like, ah! But for the most part, it's about precision. And if you have a good team, it's about communicating, which is rare. Like, it's rare that, in Battlefield, it really is a good idea to communicate with your team, but it doesn't happen very often. And in this game, once in a while, you'll get on a good team and you'll all be talking.
I feel like party chat.
With the chat wheel.
Party chat killed that stuff.
Yeah, it's true. And maybe that's why this game is different, because it is very small teams. You're like 6-on-6. But I don't know. I think the precision and the difficulty of this game are really what appealed to me about it, because I don't do well in it. I'm not good at this game, But when I do okay, I feel really good.
We got more followers on Twitch. Yoda Lug now follow us. Look at that.
Yeah. Thanks, Yoda Luck.
Yeah, thanks, Yoda Luck.
Thanks, whoever the other one was.
So I don't know if this is me, this game. I don't know. Insurgency Sandstorm is... like, Marshy loves these hardcore shit stuff.
Yeah.
And they really freak me out. I'm no good at them.
Well, that's the thing, is that when I play this game, I often have to tell myself, okay, unclench your hands, like, release this muscles in your neck. Like, I get really tense.
Yeah.
And, it doesn't... It's the type of thing where you need to peek out from behind cover on a regular basis.
Mm-hmm.
And that's a thing that most games don't bother with because it's not a part of most games. But, that is the thing here. And, in a lot of games, like, especially objective games, which this is at its core, you have to, capture points and whatever and destroy the enemy's ammo cache or whatever. It makes sense to occasionally sacrifice yourself to get to the point. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
If I play Battlefield, I'm not being very careful because most of the time, if I die 2 out of 3 times, that third time I'll capture a point, and that can sometimes turn the whole tide of the game. So I'll be more reckless. You cannot be reckless in this game. It just doesn't make sense, because then if you all die, then you're going to have to go back to the beginning of, there's like 6 objectives in a round. And so if you die along the way, you have your team, there's a good chance your team's going to be set back. You are an important part of your team, whether you want to be or not. So
I just feel like it's a shame, really, that party chat has came along, because the things that you're talking about, the reasons why you like this game, are some of those things. Yeah, I mean, you had to go into the game chat. And that's how you met people. Do you know what I mean? Because, say there was 3 or 4 of you on a team, and then a random person would join that team, and they'd be like, and you all get on, you got similar interests, or, you sort of good communication. You just don't get that stuff anymore. It's so tragic.
Well, and the other thing with that is that, servers are, one of my first online multiplayer experiences on Star Wars Battlefront 2 back in the day, the classic one, was there was this room where people would hang out and play. And I think that there's a potential to have that again in a game like this. Like if you bookmark certain things, but the server browser on this game is not great. But nevertheless, the point is that, I agree with you that party chat killed a lot of it, and it's a shame. But I also think that the developers like this are doing good work to try to make the experience. Again, we know that Left 4 Dead broke new ground in that it forced people to be cooperative. You're not going to go solo in Left 4 Dead and get anywhere.
No.
And that's kind of what the appeal of this game is. You really do need to have a good team with you. And, look, the best people are going to get, when you do the PvE at least, you're going to get 30 kills and die twice or once, and the rest of us are kind of just along for the ride. But nevertheless, I'm an important member of the team, and that feels good.
That feels good.
Very good.
Yeah, big
so this
thumbs
is
up for
your
season.
Insurgency Sandstorm is Eric's second game of 2018. Thank you, Eric.
Yeah, second best game of 2018.
All right, let's just go to my
spin
fancy,
wheel.
fancy graphics here.
Do.
And sorry, there's about 15 things I have to click. Right, okay. Random name picker. Who is going next? Oh my god, I already know the answer, but Stu, read it out when you see it.
I will do. When I see it. Here we go. Spin, spin, spinning. It's spinning. It's me. Right, are you ready?
Go for it.
Here is my number 2 of this whole year is Life is Strange 2 Episode 1.
An episode?
An episode is enough.
Goodness.
Wow.
I know it's a bit left field, but I
It
finished
is.
the episode, so it kind of counts.
Hey,
guess.
I don't care about rules. We got one
Yeah.
rule. If you played it in the year, it can go in.
It can go in. So yeah, Life is Strange 2 Episode 1,
Wow.
I think, is one of the best opening episodes to any sort of episodic game I've ever played.
Damn.
Yeah. It had issues, don't get me wrong. It wasn't absolutely perfect, but it was very close.
To being perfect.
Very close. And I feel like they've just got that balance between the two brothers and what's gone down, and sort of just really started that journey together. You know, and I'm so intrigued to see what happens next. And I've not got long to wait. Apparently, it's the last week of January.
Yeah, it's coming out soon, isn't it?
Yeah, to find out what happens. And what's really cool is they've come out and said, oh, you know, I know people are probably going, oh, this has taken so long to happen, and why is it taking ages? But we want it to be as good as it can be. So, you know, you're just gonna have to wait a bit longer. Which is fine by me. I'm absolutely fine with that. If what they make is as good as the first episode, then I'm going to be very happy. I think they did such a great job of drawing these two characters and how they interact with each other. You know, it's a little bit clumsy in parts, but that's probably the only criticism I'd have.
Does the you know that sort of 3 episode, the Captain Spatula or whatever it was?
Yeah.
Does that really come into it?
Not in episode 1, but the teaser for episode 2 does include the character. So we know he is being introduced into episode 2.
Yeah,
So-
this is very popular with my nieces, I have to say, this game. Life is Strange.
It's so good. It's so
Keisha
good.
and Madeline love the first season.
Oh,
Madeline,
that's great.
Madeline says, "Oh, can you?" So I said, "What do you want me to buy you a game for Christmas and stuff?" She's, "Oh yeah, you know." I was like, "All right." So what do you want? She's like, "Life is Strange." I was season 1. I was like, "All right." So I got season 1. It was like £3. I was like, "Bloody hell, Madeline!" So I got her that. She's absolutely rinsed it. So I'll get her the second season for her birthday or something. But no, she's absolutely loving it. Keisha is all on it as well, and she says, "Have you played Life is Strange?" I went, "No, I haven't." She's, "I made a decision, yeah, and I wasn't happy with it." So I don't know. This is seems to be popular in the teenage girl category.
You know what? I can kind of understand why it would be.
And that's why you
know.
like it, isn't it? Because you're a big teenage girl.
Teenage girl, because it's 2 female lead characters in the original game.
Yeah.
You know, girls are gonna like that stuff, aren't they?
Madeline and Keisha kind of like games that, like The Walking Dead, and you know what I mean. They just love that stuff, like Detroit. Like Madeline basically likes those games where it's a story, and you pick choices. You make choices.
She is a girl after my own heart.
That's basically
get the story, man. It's all about the
she loves the
story.
story. Madeline has
All about
also
story.
watched all of Game of Thrones. It's ridiculous.
Brilliant. But yeah, look, so again, if you've not played this yet, I don't know why not. Just play this game. It's so good.
Play it, you
Play it. Play it.
30 quid for the whole season, isn't it?
Yeah, something like that. I don't think I paid quite that much. Maybe over about 25 off Green Man Gaming. They had like a bit of a percentage off at launch.
That's so unethical. Do you know how they get those codes?
That's so me.
They they steal them, right, from starving children.
I don't think that's true.
That's true.
I don't think it is.
It's true. Sorry.
Right, anyway, that is my number 2.
Very good. All right, so let's go to the spinny spin. And it's me.
Spin it a spin. Spin it a spin.
I forgot that
It's Chinny.
Yay, go me. Right, my number 2 game, we've already talked about it. It's Spider-Man.
Spider-Man.
I won't harp on about it too much. But the reasons why you didn't like it, Stu, is, you know, the Ubisoft sort of criticism. The reason why I like Spider-Man is because it's a video game at its core. Do you know what I mean? It's like,
oh yeah, there's no funnying around.
It knows it's a video game. You know, you got this argument now. You got this problem. Games like
what is the matter with you? Are you homophobic? What is happening here?
That's Freudian slip. Gays like God of War.
Oh my god.
Oh my god. Right, so yeah, games like God of War, A Way Out, you know, even Tomb Raider, I suppose, Life is Strange. It's debatable now, like, you know, what is a game? Is it an interactive movie? Bandersnatch? How's Bandersnatch? He's in the hole. You know, all this stuff. Like, Spider-Man is a fucking video game, right? Through and through. It knows what it is. It knows what it's trying to be. And, you know, this kind of genre is going away. I know Assassin's Creed's still around, but it's a very different Assassin's Creed to what we're used to. And you're right, Stu. It is nothing original, right? Spider-Man.
I am always right. That is what I am.
Is nothing original, but I commend it for that, because what it does fucking brilliantly, and it's almost like the greatest hits of that genre. Do you know what I mean? If someone said, oh, you know, I like open world games, and I like games that are just like fun and you can enjoy them, not too, you know, serious, anything like that, I'd be like, Spider-Man is the game. Like, it does everything that every open world game has done, but does it beautifully and just executes it in just a great way. So for that reason, I love Spider-Man. Spider-Man is one of the very few games that I'm actually going to play again. I'm going to do the New Game Plus. So
wow,
there's some DLC content which I know Antonio is ethically against or morally against or whatever against, because he said that it's cut content. But that doesn't really bother me, because the content that was already in Spider-Man was good.
Yeah, it's not like they didn't give you very much.
Yeah, there's loads of content, you know. So, you know, you could say they could.
Can I just actually say, and I should have mentioned this when I was talking about it earlier. Hands down, best recreation of New York in any game I've ever played.
Yeah, pretty special stuff. Yeah.
Yeah, it's almost bang on.
Yeah, it's almost there, but no, it's good. It's just a great game. I watched Infinity War as well, like last week, so I only just got the Iron Suit Spider-Man reference. You know, there's an Iron Suit in this game. I never really knew what it was. I just thought it was some comic book version of the Spider suit, but I didn't realize that he'd give it to him in Infinity War. So, yeah, it's there you go. So that's Spider-Man. There's some good moments in the story as well. One of my favorite moments in the story is when he's texting Mary Jane, and he's like, you know, waiting for her to reply, but he's swinging around as well, like, you know, the city and all that sort of stuff. There's some good little moments in there. But yeah, Antonio said in the chat, Spider-Man is banging as fuck. Just don't get the DLC at full price, as the story is butt and reeks of cut content. Yeah, I'll wait for it all to come out. I think the DLC, because I think there's like 3 packs or something. I'm not in a rush to play it again. I've got plenty to get on with, but I will check it out. But I will play the game again probably, because I love it. Spider-Man.
My
second game of 2018. Right. It's time for the surprise of the year, 2018.
Surprise, surprise.
Yeah.
In true tradition,
surprise.
We are going to go to the random name generator.
Really? Let's do this.
I'm spinning it. Everybody. So
Spinning,
call it out.
spinning. Okay, here we go. It's spinning. It's a spinning. It's gonna be spinning. Oh, it's me. It's me again.
You again.
Oh, my God. Oh, my God. Right, are you ready for this?
Go for it.
My biggest surprise of this year is a bit of a strange one.
Ooh.
Because I'd already played this game previously, but playing it in a different way made it a massive surprise. And I guess you might be able to guess what that game is.
No.
No. Well, I'll tell you what that game is. That game is Thumper, which I know, shut up, whatever. Which I'd already played and just on a standard TV, and I was absolutely amazed the difference it made playing it in VR. It definitely enhanced it beyond anything I could have imagined.
Beyond all expectations.
It did. It really, really did. And I think that's why it's my surprise, really. It's not really a surprise game. It's more of a game that surprised me. I like that. It's good. That works.
That's the category, though.
I know. So, yeah, really. No, but I wasn't surprised by the game.
Yeah, whatever.
The game motherfucking surprised me when I was fucking sat on the Beatles' back.
Yeah.
There you go.
Weird.
But yeah, brilliant. I love the game. It's amazing in every conceivable way, and I love and hate it in equal measure. And I don't mean hate it in a bad way. I hate it because when I've not played it for like a week, it takes me about half an hour to get back in the groove because it's so difficult.
Yeah.
And I think that talking of another game, I have another game that's very similar to that, which is Celeste, which I've not played for ages. And I think I might have to start like from the beginning again because I know that I'm going to be so rusty.
That's kind of like the Meat Boy-esque game, isn't it, Celeste? Yeah. A lot of people love that game, yeah.
Oh, it's brilliant. It's
on
brilliant,
the Switch as well, that game.
Oh, it's amazing. But I know when I sort of try and play it again, it's going to kill me because it's going to be so difficult just to get back into that. The
rhythm. I think that's most games though. Most games are like that. Like when I played God of War, I was like, oh my god! Like it took me about half an hour just to get back into God of War. Like I was like, where's everything? Like how do I do this again?
Yeah.
Most games are like that.
They are, but I think these are particularly different because they're just so you've got to be so precise with everything.
Yeah.
And I'm old. I'm a fucking old person these days. I'm too old to be figuring that shit out.
That's true. Antonio says Celeste is in the current games with gold on Xbox One.
Oh, there you go.
Well, I don't need to buy it anymore. Fuck.
No excuse not to play it either.
Yeah, that's true.
That's right.
It's right.
Amazing game. Really amazing game. You know, had I even been able to finish it, it might have been in my top 5. Who knows? Who knows? But yeah, amazing game. Jesus Christ, I'm looking at this now on screen. I haven't seen any of this shit in Thumper. Whereas like multiple tracks and stuff. What the hell?
I don't know what this is. This is Thumper Full Run. Timestamps.
Yeah, this is like I ain't seen any of this stuff.
I know. This guy seems to be very good at it.
That looks very difficult.
Yes, it does.
I'm a little bit scared now.
Yeah.
But yeah, I'll do it because it's one of them games. You think, oh my god, how am I going to do that? And then you just do.
You just get in the groove. It's the Zen game. It's the Zen game.
It is.
Geometry Wars. It's Guitar Hero.
It is.
It's
totally is.
Yeah.
Oh my god, I can't wait. I need to play more of this.
You do?
I'm watching it now. I'm thinking I need to play this game again.
Yeah. I'll look forward to playing it. I will look forward to playing it when you bring the Ver over.
I know. Yeah. Yeah. Do you know what's weird, actually, talking about that? I took it round to Feng Jui's this week. I had a few, post-Christmas drinkies.
Yeah.
And I took the headset round, and little Tommy, his son, gave it to him, and he, within, 5 minutes, he smashed the first level.
Yeah.
Boss and everything, just done it. Yeah. And he's like, oh, yeah, I'm going to get them. Because he's got the Samsung Gear VR, thing. He got that for Christmas. So he's like, oh, Dad, can I buy this? So I don't know whether he's got it yet, but I imagine he'll be very good at this because he's young.
It's kids, isn't it? It's kids.
It's kid. So there you go.
Yep.
Little aside. But yeah, Thumper. It's great.
Cool. All right. Let's go to the next one then. And
spinning that wheel.
Let's spin the wheel. It's between me and Eric. This is for the surprise.
Right.
Yeah. And Eric, You have been nominated to give us your surprise next.
My surprise game 2018 is a driving game.
Oh, I know what you're gonna say.
What am I gonna say?
I can't remember what it's called now.
Horizon Chase Turbo.
Yeah, it's like Outrun.
I bought this game because it looked like a good retro game, and it kind of is, but it kind of isn't. It's got some good new features. It feels like, I mean, this is what we all want these retro games to be like. They remind us of the past. They have a nostalgic feel to them, but they don't play like the games in the past.
Yeah.
And this game does not.
No.
It's got enough new stuff in it. It does a good job of adding innovations and fun stuff along the way. The graphics are awesome. The mood of it, the music. It's just a really fun racing game, but it's relatively simple. It's not Horizon, New Dawn or whatever, but it's Forza Horizon 7. But it's
We knew what you meant.
Yes, right. Too many games have Horizon in the title.
This has very little in common with a game where you shoot robots in a icy wasteland.
I don't know. It's pretty close.
But it's very well done for what it does, and it's got challenges, and it's got a good variety of cars, and it's got nice, diverse racetracks and scenery. It's just I was really blown away by how much polish it had on it. I didn't expect to get as much as I got for my money.
How much is it?
It's not very much.
$15?
Yeah.
10 quid.
Okay.
I played the demo for this and on the PS4, and I was very impressed.
It is quite
that's
cool.
the thing. I wouldn't have bought it if not for a demo. I played the demo because I was like, it was one of those weeks where it was like, I haven't played anything. I want to have something to talk about on the show. And so I played the demo, and as soon as I got through like 2 races, I'm like, I'm buying this sucker.
I'm amazed at how instantly appealing it is. Do you know what I mean? I look at it and I go, I'd love to try this. You know what I mean? I just love to play it. I think most people would look at this game and go, "Yeah, I want to give this a go." It looks cool.
I think what's interesting, the first when you very first play it, you think, it's a bit simplistic. This I'm not too sure at all. And then as you kind of play more tracks and different challenges, you begin to realize that there is.
It's got a bunch of stuff beneath the surface. Yeah,
definitely more depth and skill to it than you first imagine, and I think that's what it does such a great job of doing.
Yep.
Yeah, it's very good.
So, Horizon Chase Turbo is Eric's surprise. Sorry.
Surprise. Now, Noddy's Game of the Year, we haven't quite
I'm doing
got there
3
yet.
things. Fuck you.
I know you are. I'm just letting the listeners know that it is in his Game of the Year.
Right, yeah, spin the wheel. Yeah, it's
Blah,
me.
blah, blah, blah. Oh, it's Ginny!
Oh, my God.
Oh, my God.
Right, so my surprise will be a surprise to you two.
Oh.
It definitely will be a surprise, I think.
Yeah.
Because you don't know I've played it.
Oh.
Well, tell us.
Tell us more.
Take that. I'm trying to bloody find a no commentary. When there's a version.
You don't want a little head on the thing.
Yeah, I don't like a little head.
I hate that.
On the,
Our 2 viewers are going to be very upset if there's a head on this.
There's fucking 12 viewers.
Okay.
Right. Okay. So, this game, surprise.
Oh, that's right. I'm looking at Twitch. Sorry. Go on.
Is Black Ops 4 Blackout.
Actually,
I did not know
I saw you playing this on Twitch the other day, so I did know you'd played it.
Twitch? Wasn't playing it on Twitch.
You were playing it on something because I saw you playing it.
I was playing it on Twitch, actually. Very briefly.
You're such a liar.
Yeah, I was. Yeah, I forgot about that. Yes, so I bought Black Ops 4 because it was basically on a deal, and there was 1 day left on the deal, and I'm a sucker.
You're the problem.
But we played this at EGX.
We did,
and I think most people agree that Call of Duty games feel great.
The problem at EGX, it was just a standard team deathmatch, wasn't it? So it wasn't the sort of PUBG rip-off thing. It was deathmatch.
So I dipped into the multiplayer first, and it basically had the search and destroy mode, or the the Counter-Strike mode, Duke. Where you, or for you, Stu, the Gears of War mode. Where
yeah, now you're talking.
Where you die and you don't come back until the next round. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
So that was like the
No
default.
respawn mode is what some people call it.
The default multiplayer mode is that, not team deathmatch. It was that, which was interesting. Right. And it was really good actually. I actually was like I only played the multiplayer first just to get a feel of the game before I jumped into Blackout.
Right.
And I played that for about like an hour or something, and then I tried Blackout, and I've only played it solo, and I was so impressed with it. It's basically it's a polished PUBG. You don't. We all know what it is, and it's really good. It's really, really well put together. I haven't played it with people yet, but I didn't really expect to buy this game, and then when I bought it, I was like, I didn't really expect to like the multiplayer. I only bought it because a lot of my old Call of Duty friends have been playing it. Well, you know Damo, don't you, Stu? I forget that you know Damo.
I do know Damo.
So Damo sort of convinced me. I used to play Call of Duty with him all the time, and he said all of us are playing it. And obviously, when I buy it, no one's playing. But it's one of those things.
You're too late, man.
They're playing it. I
just
haven't caught them on the right night, I think, or they all avoid me. But the thing is, that they've all been playing it, and he sold me on it, and he says, it's still relatively. I think it was like £35 on a deal. And I was like, that's not too bad actually, for what you get. So I decided to get it. And I know a lot of people have been playing it, not just like my old Call of Duty buddies. A lot of people who listen to the show have been recommending it and asking me what I think of it. So I'm keen to get more of it, clocked up hours-wise. Right. It's good. It's exactly what it says on the tin. It's PUBG, but with a Call of Duty skin on it. Nice and polished. Lot easier inventory. Interesting gadgets. There's a tracker gadget. So this tracker gadget, basically, if you shoot it, it shows you enemies on the map. Right. But if you shoot it on a helicopter and then fly the helicopter around, then you can basically have a mobile UAV, which is very interesting. So little things like that. There's a bit of Battlefield in it, I suppose, about it. It's cool, and I want to play some more of it. So Antonio says, "I got it. If you need a carry, I meant friend." So yeah, that's cool. It's a bit weird to open doors in Call of Duty. That's what I'll say. Yeah. You don't usually open doors in Call of Duty.
Yeah. Well, that's something I didn't talk about in Insurgency Sandstorm. You can open doors and close them, and you can also kick them down. And after I spent a little time opening and closing doors, I was like, screw this. I want to kick them down, man. That's much more fun. And the game today, I did that. I was like, and someone was like, please don't kick down doors, because apparently it's a good idea to close them behind you so that you can see when an enemy is coming in. I was like, oh, yeah, okay, fair enough. But it's so sad.
Sorry, I was going to say, it was funny watching the animation for him opening doors in this game.
He looks like he's doing a Jedi Force push.
It does. It looks like he's using telekinesis to open the doors. He just waves at it and it opens.
Maybe he is. Maybe the spoiler for the game is...
Yeah, it's like magic.
Yeah.
So would you say, Chinny, this is the best PUBG clone yet?
Oh,
I haven't played Fortnite. I know Fortnite is everywhere and people love it and all that sort of stuff. I haven't played. I do plan to play Fortnite. I feel like I've always been put off Fortnite because of its aesthetic doesn't really appeal to me and stuff like that. Yeah, I don't. It's the best one I've played.
Is it better than PUBG?
There's something about how janky and crap PUBG is that I like.
That is funny.
Do you know what I mean? It's like
I don't like this polish. It's too polished.
Yeah, it's just got some charm to it. Yeah, it's just like the way the enemies like lean over and I was playing PUBG today and I just there is something about it. I don't know what it is. It's just funny.
You just like the jank.
But now I think I want to put some more time into Black Ops Blackout. So yeah, if any listeners, I know Antonio's got it, but any listeners want to see me on there or want to play Blackout, let me know. But that's my surprise of 2018. Didn't expect it to be as good as it was.
There you go. Who knew? Maybe it was a good idea to get rid of the single-player game. Hey.
Well, apparently it's one of the best Call of Duty. No, it's the best Black Ops ever sold, like ever.
Do you know what though? The Black Ops title has very little meaning to this game now, doesn't it?
But the Black Ops title has a lot of weight. People love.
I totally agree.
Brand, but it doesn't. Or is it Black Ops? Okay, whatever.
It used to be part, obviously, because that was the story.
Well, it's like Assassin's Creed. You're not really an assassin so much as it's a warrior game.
suppose.
People used to look forward to the Black Ops Call of Duty.
Lara Croft isn't really going into a lot of tombs as much as she used to.
She is in this one, in the new one.
She is in this one. You're wrong. Right, I guess it's come to that time then, hasn't it? The number ones, people.
It has. Number ones. Do you want to do the random name picker again?
I'm so excited to find out. It's going to be such a surprise.
Well, here's the thing that blows me. Oh, wait, you haven't finished Red Dead 2, have you, Stu?
No. So
okay, I was going to say, like, you not have it in your top 5 at all, but you haven't finished it. So, okay.
Nope.
Yeah. And it's not in my top 5 because I haven't played it enough to say. That's interesting.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
Okay.
And obviously, God of War can't be my number 1 either because I haven't finished that either.
Obviously.
Yeah.
Ah.
Okay.
Okay.
Spin the wheel, man.
We're spinning the wheel. Right. Blah, blah, blah. Spinning.
Spinning.
Oh, it's landed on Stuart.
Okay, here we go.
It's getting real.
A drum roll.
Controversial time.
We need drum rolls for this one, Stu. So
I
wait.
think we need drum rolls.
We do. Stu's number 1 game of 2018 is.
It's A Way Out.
Wow.
That's why I was surprised that it was Chinny's Meg game.
I know, yeah. That's why I said, no, that's interesting. Well, yeah. Do you know what, though? Not because it's generally the best game I've played this year, because it probably isn't. Which sounds a bit weird, as it's my game of the year.
I know, right? Isn't that what that's supposed to mean?
Yeah, that's
exactly.
Weird. You're being weird, sure.
I am being weird. But the reason it's my game of the year is because I played this in co-op with Millie, sat on the couch.
Yeah.
And it was just a really amazing experience playing it with Millie because she's not a big gamer. So to actually get to sit down and play a whole game with me, and also just to watch your reactions to stuff that happens in the game, if you know what I mean, was very interesting and really cool. So as much as I agree with you about some of the jank and some of the stuff that happens in the game, it was also one of my favourite experiences of the year because I did it with Millie and we just had a lot of fun playing it together.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And it was cool. And she was excited to play it, you know, and she wanted to find out what happened. And there are some great sequences in the game. There's one particular sequence that I just absolutely loved.
Give us a clue.
You're inside a building.
That's a dumb clue.
It's a specific building. You have to sneak into somewhere to see someone, and then stuff goes down, and you have to get out of that building and escape. You can't remember that, and it's just some of the camera angles and some of the cool stuff they did.
Is it near the end?
Reasonably. It's a place where you go to get well. There you go. I can't give a bigger clue than that.
I know what you're talking about. Yeah, that was well done. That was well done. Yeah, absolutely. Very cool.
And so just some great sequences.
But the ending of that bit is that bit that I'm talking about, where he drives towards those 20 coppers.
Yeah, I know what you're talking about.
Stupid.
But I don't care about stuff like that because I quite enjoyed it.
When he was doing it though, I was like, I don't know what his plan is here. Like, what the fuck is he doing?
Best plan ever.
Yeah, I'm just gonna drive towards 100 coppers.
Yeah, look, they got away with it. It doesn't matter. Yeah. But yeah, I just loved everything about it, and I can't really say a lot more what makes me love it so much without spoiling it. So I'm not gonna. No. But needless to say, Millie and I had a really great father-daughter bonding experience playing this game together.
That's good. Yeah.
And I think that's why it's up there. Now there is some provisos here because I am going to try and finish 2. What would have potentially been in my top 5 this year, but obviously didn't finish them.
What do you think would have been your top game if you'd finished Red Dead and God of War?
I don't know because the problem is until I finish Red Dead, I'm very close to the end of chapter 5, I think. So I'm getting into the last chapter and then I'll see.
But you ain't nearly finished it though.
Yeah. But I haven't finished it yet, so I don't until I get the conclusion of the story. I'm not really sure what to think at the moment as a game. But you know what's kind of funny today? I've been playing it today because I'm trying to get through it, and I'm getting towards the end now. And it seems so long ago when I got pissed right at the beginning of the game. You know, in the bar, right?
Yeah.
And I'm like, so much has happened since then.
That's what I like about it. I like that. Like, you know, like it just seems such a long time.
I'm like, oh God, do you remember when that happened?
You know, like it seems towards the end of the game, it's like such a far stretch. You know, when you start the game, when you were all celebrating and stuff, like how different everything is. It's so cool.
Yeah, and I do. You were right about Chapter 5. It has changed somewhat from previous chapters in the game.
Chapter 5 is a weird chapter.
It is, but it's up to Chapter 5. It had started to feel very formulaic and
that's why I like Chapter 5, because it's like, this is what it's gonna do, and then Chapter 5 goes
down,
nah,
to
fuck
move
you.
on.
Chapter 5 goes, nah, that's not how it's gonna go.
And then something towards the end of Chapter 5 now has just happened, which was a bit left field as well. I was like, what the what?
Yeah.
So yeah, I'm liking it.
Cool, man. Very good.
And he keeps on continually surprising you by doing that thing where he goes, here's your mission with such and such a body, and then it is nothing to do with that person. Yeah. I'm like, what? What just happened?
Yeah, there's a lot of that.
Yeah, it does.
But anyway, back on A Way Out.
Yeah, A Way Out. It does a lot of things well, and I agree it does a lot of things badly. You know, I hated the cliched stuff right at the beginning of the game, but thankfully that doesn't last too long. And then it does go off on its own little course of stuff.
I didn't really care about like the backstory of the character.
No, you weren't bothered about that stuff, were you? Whereas I was more bothered about it, didn't you?
No, I just found that whole stuff a bit boring.
Yeah.
But like the game makes it's cool. It's a cool game. Like I'm glad it exists. Do you know what I mean? I'm not.
Oh yeah, totally. And I love the fact that I can't think what his name is now. The guy who develops this.
Joseph.
Can't remember his surname. But anyway, I love the fact that he keeps experimenting and sort of going, right, let's try this.
The gaming world is a better place for having him in it. You know what I mean? So look, it's a sure thing. I'm not disputing that. But I try and separate my, you know, I don't try to think about the developers too much when I'm thinking about like criticizing the game, because you know, like on all these games, developers work really hard. Do you know what I mean? Like it's not not like how hard they work. It's like the result at the end of it.
I'm not necessarily meaning how hard he's worked on it. I'm more meaning that he's
he's got a good vision.
Stuff.
He's got good vision.
He's trying new stuff that no one else is doing.
No, absolutely.
And that's what does it for me is innovation, you know.
But my argument sort of falls closer to what you say about David Cage, you know, like where you know, he has to deal with all these multiple choices and Charlie Brooker's complaining about it. I was like, he's obviously more used to it than Charlie Brooker is, but like at the same time, like, does it wield good results? I don't know, but I haven't played Detroit, so I can only talk about, you know, Heavy Rain, Beyond Two Souls, and Fahrenheit. But you know, like the results don't really.
He keeps on. I mean, I think
he keeps having to go. They sell well, those games.
With David Cage is rather than he doesn't necessarily innovate because he's still doing the same sort of thing, but he kind of expands on what he's done before. So it's more how can we improve on what I've been doing. So he's more about sort of just making it ever bigger and more comprehensive, I guess.
Yeah.
So yeah, it is interesting.
All right. That's your game of 2018. A Way Out.
Game of 2018.
Bam! Look at that. Would you look at that? All right. Next is me and Duke. So let's spin the wheel.
Spin it.
It's on you, Eric. It's on you.
Oh snap! Well, my game of 2018.
I know what this is. I know.
Yeah, we all know what this is.
What?
Opus Magnum or whatever it is.
Opus Magnum.
No, that didn't come out this year.
That doesn't matter.
Say that last year. It might have been my game of the year last year.
It doesn't matter.
You can count it. We don't care.
No, I'm not doing that. I told you.
You make your own rules.
All right. So instead, it's Far Cry 5. Now, I know that I'm the only person in the world who's giving this game of the year because it's just more Far Cry. The story is not amazing, and the boss fights are really annoying. Yeah. But and the ending sucks ass.
It does.
But I still had a really good time playing it.
Oh yeah, yeah.
The mechanics are really awesome. I've always loved the Far Cry games ever since Far Cry 2 because of the way you get into a car. It's not just boop, now you're in the car. It's like you see the hand climbing on the window and all that. There's
tactile. Feels tactile.
It is tactile, and it's funny, even though a lot of the jokes in number 5 were stupid. A lot of the jokes all over the place are stupid, but nevertheless, they managed to pull off some humor here and there.
And it's all co-op, which is, I know it's not a thing that you do, but like me and Marsh play every Far Cry game co-op, so that's impressive.
And it's, you know, you had your companions this time, which actually were good to have around, unlike in previous Far Cry games.
The one bullshit thing about the companions that I didn't like, which, you know, there's a new Far Cry game coming out, like an expansion. Do you know that?
I did not. Oh, yeah, no, I did see that.
So that's Far Cry New Dawn, which is basically a sequel to Far Cry 5.
Yeah.
And the best thing about the New Dawn one is the dogs can ride in the passenger seat.
Oh, yeah, nice.
Which was my biggest complaint about the fucking dogs. They have to run behind your car. I was like, get him in the car.
Right.
Well, obviously you weren't the first person who's complained about that because obviously they've included it.
Dumb as fuck that was. I was like, the dog needs to get in the car because dogs love putting their heads out cars. That's what all dogs love.
Yeah, that's what dogs like to do.
So,
did you ever used to watch? Sorry, go on. Sorry, carry on.
No. By all means, this is
ignore me. It's only a stupid random aside. But do you remember TGI Friday when that used to be on the telly or whatever it was? Thank Fuck It's Friday, TFI Friday, whatever. I say TGI Friday. Yeah, that's a restaurant chain, not that. TFI Friday.
It's an expression that was the name of the NBC lineup on Friday nights, or ABC, and also is the name of the restaurant.
Yeah, but his was Fuck It's Friday.
Yeah.
Right, okay.
TFI Friday.
Gotcha.
Anyway, on that show, he used to do a segment where he used to have dogs who've never been in a car to see what they would do. Because obviously they'd never been in a car. And literally every single one stuck its head out the window. It was like...
Tell you straight to face it. What you're saying right now is very important.
Correct.
So
tell me more about Far Cry 5.
About Far Cry 5 is that they gave you the option to airdrop into spots on the map.
Like, that is cool.
There's fast travel, but there's also... You can only fast travel to, like, bases or, like, houses, safe houses or whatever, right? So you would have to fast travel to a place and then... you know, maybe fly on a helicopter to your spot or whatever. But then about 2/3 of the way through the game, you unlock, or at a certain point in the game, you unlock the ability to airdrop in. And it's such a game changer because you don't, look, helicopters make it much easier. Like in Saints Row 3, when I had to go pick up all the different things around the map. Instead of driving all over the map, I can just fly around it, which is nice. But when you airdrop in, you have so much precise control over exactly where you go, and you can move from one area to another very quickly because you're moving, vertically at the same time. So I didn't expect to like that part of it, but it's a really nice part of the game. The gunplay felt good. Yeah, the ending is atrocious, but I think it's just overall a really good game. So big thumbs up on Far Cry 5.
Wow. There we go.
Wow, there you go.
Yeah.
There you go.
Mars.
But to be fair, you did play a whole lot of that game, didn't you, Duke?
I did 100% of this. And it's one of the few games I've ever 100%ed. So yeah, they must be doing something right.
They must. Yeah. I completely forgot about that as well.
That's not the ending that they did right.
Yeah. Right. I guess we're.
Do I even need to bother with the world, Chinny? Should we just?
Do we need to bother? We know what he's gonna say, don't we? Wonder what it is.
What is it?
Red Dead 2. What else?
Yeah, Red Dead 2. Yeah, it's Red Dead 2. It's one of the greatest games I've ever played. I love it. I love its story. I love walking around. I love riding horses. I couldn't play this game enough, and when it ended, I was sad. I always get sad when a Rockstar game ends. I was probably like double sad when this was ending.
Do you know what Kay asks me every time she comes in when I'm playing this game?
What's that?
What do you think she asks every time I play this game? But you've no idea. Well, you won't have any idea.
Can you make the horse shit?
No. Every time she comes in, she goes, "Have you cried yet? Then." That's what she asks every time she walks in the room if I'm playing it. Have you cried? Have you had a little cry?
You big
yet?
fucking girl.
I'm like, no. And she's like, well, you cried at the first one. I'm just like, whatever.
Yeah. Yeah, so there's not much I need to say about Red Dead 2. It's awesome. I love it. It's my game of the year. It's no surprise. Yeah, Red Dead 2.
There you go.
There you go.
That's it. Wow,
So-
it feels like an anticlimax now. We've done it. That's it. We're done.
So just to recap,
Really good.
Yeah.
my game of the year was Red Dead 2. Stu,
Yep.
what was yours? A Way Out. And
A
then
Way Out.
Eric's was Far Cry 5. Interesting
baby.
stuff. Emails. Go for it, Stu.
Yeah, let's do some emails. Du-du-du-du-du-du. Here we go.
Whoa, that ruled.
Okay. Our first
Okay.
email on the game of the year is from Colm Sheridan.
Aha.
There you go. And he says this. Are you ready?
Go for it.
Yeah.
Hi, gentlemen.
Hello, hello, hello.
My game of the year has to be Far Cry 5.
Wow.
Yeah, that's what I'm talking about. What? Yeah. Come on.
I know. It's a Ubisoft game, but don't hate me for that. Firstly, the campaign in co-op was great fun.
It was. That's true.
I don't play online a lot, but playing with friends was great fun. I even got the season pass, but the less said about that, the better.
Oh, dear.
Except for the Far Cry 3 Remastered, which I got 100% on. Taking Outpost was a little easier in previous Far Cry games, especially when you got the in-game buddies to help you. They were actually very good, in my opinion.
Yeah.
Yeah, they were
Agreed.
cool, yeah.
I've even pre-ordered New Dawn, my first ever digital pre-order. Let's hope it's as good as Far Cry 5, although technically it's a continuation of 5.
That's right.
Well, I've done enough jabbering. You all had a lovely Christmas. Keep up the awesome podcasting and a happy new year from Mr. Potato.
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 Thank you. Hooray.
There you go.
Yeah.
So thank you,
Yeah.
Colin. Is it last save loaded? His podcast,
So-
isn't it?
Does that mean
yes.
I'm winning? Because
Yeah.
does
Last
that mean
save
I'm winning
loaded.
because I have one person who agrees with me?
Yes.
You have.
Yeah.
You have.
Team do.
Okay. Are you ready? Here's number 2.
Yeah.
My game of the year, and this is from. In fact, I don't know the name because there isn't a name. We'll just call him Arcadia because that's the beginning of his email account. Has to be the most wonderful Fallout 76.
Really?
Oh, my God.
Wow. Surprising.
I bought it on PC for $16.99, and
Where'd you get that deal?
Well, you're about to
Buy
hear
that?
from one of the lovely key resellers that you love so much, dude.
Oh, no, I'm not doing that.
For $16.99, I can.
Or Bethesda developers.
Actually, I don't know if he did buy it from there because he said I bought it on PC for $16.99, and I considered it a bargain, even though it dropped as low as $9.99 via CDKeys.com.
Yeah, you know it's one of those.
Yeah, it'd be one of those. It looks great in 4K and smooth too at 60 frames per second on Ultra. In my honest opinion, if Bethesda had the foresight to release Fallout 76 1 month later with all the patches in place at a price of $24.99 on console and $19.99 on PC, the game would have received high praise.
Maybe.
But sadly, Bethesda's corporate greed has meant that they shot themselves in the foot. Serves them right. Other games that I've played deserving of worthy mention: God of War, Spider-Man, Red Dead 2, Dragon's Quest 11, just to name a few. Peace out. There you go.
All right. Well, thank you.
Alrighty.
And-
There you go. So no one agreed with any of ours on that. Okay, you ready?
Yeah.
This is from Procrastinator Fabulous Finley, and his game of the year is this. It's technically from this year, but that's only 3 days. It has to be Manchester City versus Liverpool. We won 2-1 and proves that we are invincible.
Okay.
There you go. That's his game of the year.
Sorry.
Yeah. Anyway, in all seriousness, it would have to be Half-Life 2 for me.
Wow.
I know it's old, but my mate gifted it me for Christmas and I finished it in 2 days, playing for about 7 hours a session. It was just so addictive. So there you go. Half-Life 2, look, we can't argue. It's a great game. Great game. Okay.
It sticks with our rules if you play it this year. It
doesn't matter. Does not matter. Okay, this one is from Jason Gallagher. Here we go. It's a big one. Are you ready?
Yeah, go for it.
Yes.
God of games, all of them. So, veterans, you asked for our Game of the Year input, but you know me. You're going to get more than you asked for, so clean out your ears and hide your erections. Long duck to say. For starters, my film of the year, Spider-Man Enter the Spider-Verse. I haven't seen that. Has anyone seen that?
Yeah, I want to see it. I texted Madeline this morning saying, I want to see Spider-Man. Shall I go take it?
If you can handle the jerky, often shaky video, you will be blessed with the best superhero film to come out since Superman in 1978. Wow, he's giving this some huge props. Check my profile pic to see Spidey reflections in my 3D shades. I am Spider-Man. Hey, Duke, who's the black sheep?
What?
Yeah, I don't know. Who's the black sheep?
What's black sheep?
Yeah. My album of the decade comes out in 3 weeks. After about a decade, The Cure is finally releasing new music to hold my mind. I can't wait.
I think that if I'm not mistaken, that line was a line from Black Sheep's song, The Choice Is Yours. Who's a black sheep? What's a black sheep? Even if we wanted to, the squad cannot be weak.
There you go.
I hope that's what it was, Jason.
Let's hope you're right. Book of the year goes to String Theory, my game research book. You see, quantum theory will play a huge role in the Kojima's upcoming world. The book, honestly, is a bit boring, but the one game that has the potential to knock out God of all games might just be Death Stranding. It's my most anticipated game of 2019. I'm not convinced it's coming out in 2019, if I'm being honest.
I don't know.
I think watch this space, because I'm not convinced. I reckon that's going to be 2020 before we see that. But yeah, I could be wrong. By the way, my other book of the year is The Power of Now, an absolute pile of shit that Bongo recommended, but swears he didn't. My actual book of the year, I loaned out
to Eckhart Tolle?
Pizza. I have no idea what that is. The Power of Now.
I think
here we go. Anyway, let's get into his games. Here he goes. Top 5 games of the year. Number 5.
Hit me.
Number 5. The Invisible Hours Murder Mystery.
What?
I don't know what this is. I love following the blind guy around. He uses echolocation in a great way, and damn, the actress has a weird nose.
What a weird thing to put in.
Yeah, that is an odd game. That's an odd game. Right, number 4. Detroit Become Verbal Rob OT, where you discover you are the man or just a sarcastic robot with good hair.
Uh-huh.
There you go. Number 3, God of War.
How about that?
Yeah, number 3, God of War. Love the talking head, love the big turtle, love the big dragon. Story needs a writer like me, to be honest.
Okay.
Number 2, Below. Wow, gorgeous. Perfect atmosphere. What else does he say? Hidden secrets, darkness, mystery, music, adventure, death. There are shit games that most people play that are the treasures. I'm gone to the deep below. It is everything I want in an indie game. I am in love with Below. Too bad she only teases me for 3 hours and crashes to the desktop every single time. What the fuck? This game should not have been released in its current state. Mind you, this has been around for ages. How long has this game been in development?
6 years.
Yeah. It should be right, man. It should be working. But damn, I love it. Patch that shit, Cappy. Make it a treasure. Still my number 2, though. So even in its broken state, it still is number 2. Number 1, before I tell you, huge congratulations to Chris at Bosswave. He loves it when you call him Big Papa. Yeah, he's had a baby.
He's had a baby. Congrats, Chris.
Well, not him, because that'd be a miracle, but his wife has had a baby.
Yeah. You don't explain the birds and the bees.
Anyway, number 1, God of all games ever made. I thought for sure I'd hear Chris farting in the tents in Campgrounds, the game. But that game would be Red Dead Redemption 2.
Aw, snap.
Yeah. So, I love the story, I love the gameplay, I love the thousands of details within every square inch of this world, the sounds of true nature, the awareness of its creators' knowledge that bring its characters to life. You must give them personality and a voice with real conversational aptitude. I could go on and on, but my true love of this masterpiece is most felt when I'm creating my own stories. When me and Eastwood, my horse, are blazing through the forest with Lady on board, easily avoiding every tree as we are being chased by some hillbilly that looks like a cowboy version of Kratos. The story behind my hat, the bathtub stories, the story of my trousers, the frogs hunting snakes, taking the chickens to the snowy mountains for skiing adventures, don't ask. That fish that looked like pilchard, the stories are endless. My imagination runs 3,000 times an hour when I'm on that horse. 2019 is going to be a hell of a year, veterans. Thanks for putting up with my horse shit for over 10 years, guys. Even though sometimes you are a huge ball ache. Get on with that dreams beta, boys. Make me a new god of all games. And always remember to hide your erections when you read my emails. Chinny, I said hide it. Duke. Don't worry, Stu. Nobody noticed, but thanks for trying to read once more. I think I did all right, actually, tonight with his...
I think you did all right.
I think I did all right. So there you go, Red Dead 2 for him. Here we go. Final email of tonight is from Lewis. And he says this. Hello, veterans.
Hello.
Hello.
Happy New Year, even if it is a bit late. This week has gone way too fast. I'm back at school on Tuesday and I'm dreading it with GCSEs only a few months away. But it's not all bad. I've been playing a lot of one of the most exciting games of all time.
All time.
Farming Simulator 17.
What? Are you serious?
It's really good.
Oh, I don't know. I haven't played it, but I'll take your word on that.
Look, I don't have the new one yet, but I will eventually. I forgot how fun it is just to farm, I guess. My friend brought me Call of Duty Black Ops 4, which is actually really fun, and I pre-ordered the Grand Tour game, which comes out on the 15th. Wow, that's brave.
Okay.
Yeah. I'm always a bit worried about games that are linked to TV shows, especially the Grand Tour, but hey-ho, it might be all right, who knew?
Hey-ho.
Today I went into Sex, or CEX, whichever you want, and bought Rise of the Tomb Raider, not splashing out on the new one, and Monster Hunter World, which should be fun. I recently realised I've been emailing him now for over a year. How time's gone fast. Anyway, this is my game of the year 2018. Are you ready?
Ready.
Go for it.
Bomber Crew.
What?
Yeah, he did mention this before. He's mentioned it. It's an RTS, isn't it? He has mentioned it. He keeps saying that you need to play it.
Yeah, I think he has. Yeah.
This RTS mixed with World War II bombers and cartoon characters made it a fantastic buy. I completed it on Game Pass and loved it so much, I bought it on the Switch, then completed it again. Seriously, if you haven't played this yet, give it a go. It's usually in sales and quite cheap. So there you go. Oh, and I got Fallout 4 this week too. I've got a lot of games this past week. It's great, and I'm really enjoying it.
Well, hell yeah, Fallout 4 is the shit.
As I've been emailing him for over a year now, I thought I'd do a sort of special multiple questions, big questions quiz. Or multiple questions, big quiz. Anyway, here we go. Number 1. What console do you think was the best this past year?
Well, the PS4, I think.
PS4, yeah.
Yeah, I think for exclusives, it's got to be the PS4, really.
Yeah.
It depends what you're looking at. It seems like, because a lot of people played PUBG on the Xbox when that first came out, so depends what you're into, I suppose. Number 2, what was the worst game of last year?
Question: what is the worst game of last year?
I don't know. I'm trying not to play them. I'm trying to think what came out, and there was a game that I didn't play. and it came out and it was really broken. What the hell was that? It was meant to be good and it was really bad. I can't think what the hell it was, but there was something that came out this year that was so broken when it released.
Look, I didn't include worst game of the year in our categories because we don't tend to have a lot of time.
We try not to play them,
so we try not to play anything that's
We
bad.
stay away from bad games. What about the new one from Deadly Premonition, dude?
No, that's been in the top games of this year nearly everywhere. No, there was something that came out this year that was really broken when it was released, and I can't for the life of me think what the hell it was.
According to Metacritic, it's The Quiet Man from PS4.
Yeah, that's a game where you're deaf.
Okay.
Which I suppose has some ideas, but apparently the combat is really bad and repetitive.
I see.
Yeah, you see, there's a lot of them, but no, I always tend to think of a game that's meant to be good, you know, that people are expecting to be really good and then it's terrible.
Fallout 76 is pretty...
Yeah, that's it. That's what I was thinking of. How weird is that?
There you go.
Yeah, Fallout 76, that was so broken, wasn't it, when it came out?
Yeah.
Whoa. To be fair, none of us have played it.
No,
but it got a lot of criticism.
You know what? Sometimes everybody's wrong, okay? I don't want to say that it's the worst game yet because we don't know.
Well, it's not. It's meant to be all right now that it's been patched multiple times.
We'll see.
We can't say because we haven't played it.
We can't say.
We haven't played it.
We can't say. I don't know why I couldn't think of that. Anyway, at number 3, what was the name I used when I first started emailing in before I used my real...
I don't remember. I do not remember.
I sort of remember, but I can't remember what it was.
No, I don't remember.
I sort of remember, but I do remember, but I don't. I'm not entirely sure.
Go on.
He's not got the... Oh, the answers are... Jason Steed, he did. Yeah, the answer to 3 was Jason Steed.
Jason Steed.
I
wouldn't have got that.
So that's all from me. Thanks for another year of great content, and I'm sure almost everyone who listens will agree with me when I say that Studface, when I saw Duke, was the highlight of the year.
Oh, thanks, buddy.
Right. Okay, we have a lot of responses on Twitter. A lot.
Yeah, you can do those.
I'm doing them now. Here we go.
Do them.
So I asked people throughout the week, what's your game of the year? Tell us. Kyle Adams said Pokemon Let's Go Pikachu. Apparently, he put 100 hours in that. I was listening to the Entertain Nerds. Ridiculous. But yeah, he loves that. Tim Wilson said Red Dead 2 because he's got sense. Carl Palmer from a band of gamers said God of War with an exclamation point. What we got next? Jason Gallagher, of course, said Red Dead. He let us know about that. Where are we? I will get there. There's quite a lot. Come on. William Leggett is the next one. Stellaris, well supported by the developers. Plenty of DLC.
That didn't come out this year, though, did it?
Great community. Hey, if you played it,
doesn't
this year,
matter. Doesn't matter.
Okay. I'm just
We've been through this.
I'm just saying.
These are our rules. Okay. Next one is. Oh my God. There's lots of.
Somebody had Half-Life 2 as their game of the year.
Yeah. Somebody had Saints Row 3 as one of their top.
Exactly.
Ian Williams, or Ian W99, as you can find him on Twitter, says so far it's Dead Cells. The one game that kept me going back repeatedly when I once again could not be arsed with a 3-hour build-up to anything happening in Red Dead. Take that, Mike, you big fat twat. He didn't put that in, but that's what
that's what we were thinking now.
Well, everybody's a friend of the show, but super fan of the show, Armar said Game of the Year, Forza Horizon 4. Gorgeous graphics, tight online multiplayer, and played more of this than Red Dead 2. I think that's what my brother also said that as well. Antonio said Astrobot. He's a big Astrobot fan, our Antonio. You played Astrobot, Stu?
It's PSVR only, isn't it? So it's
but when you had a PSVR?
It only came out this year. I've not had a VR headset on that for about 2 years.
Have you not?
No, I got rid of it nearly as.
I thought it was this year. If you'd have said to me, when did Stu get rid of his PSVR? I would have said this year. Fucking.
I got rid of it a long time ago.
Right, time. We're all getting old. James Bartlett said, for me, it's Fallout 76.
There you go, another one.
Haven't played anything else since it came out.
Damn.
Over 150 hours played so far. Darren Hilton said, Astrobot, that's all that's good about the PSVR in one game. Saint Nick said, The Forsaken.
Now, can I just clarify, right, just before you move on to that? Is he meaning that's all that's good about that's using everything on PSVR to make, or is it that is all that's good about the PSVR?
It's a dig, but whatever. He's probably right.
Could be taken either way.
Saint Nick, the Forsaken expansion for Destiny 2 completely reinvented the game for me. So much stuff to do now. It's amazing. We don't really talk about Destiny 2 on this show. We're not.
No. I played the demo, that's it.
Not Destiny fans. Okay. So that was
amazing.
That was Saint Nick. Jay in Colorado says, I second the Forsaken comment. How about that? 2 for Forsaken.
Yeah,
crazy. Okay. Lewis Danson. We know Lewis. He says God of War. Mine was God of War, hands down. Favorite game. Just ticked every box for me. I really can't wait for the sequel. Richard Webster. I'll have some chicken and a can of Coke. Said Red Dead Redemption 2 is the closest thing to an artistic and cinematic masterpiece that a video game has ever gotten to. Imperfectly perfect.
What does that mean? Imperfectly perfect.
I was hoping that you would clear that up, Eric.
I think it's just a paradox that cannot be reconciled.
Brilliant.
He'll need to explain. If he wants to try to explain, I'll listen. But I just think it's meant to be kind of just a wacky little thing.
Crazy. Okay, David Southall said Sea of Thieves. Unpopular choice, but Sea of Thieves.
Yeah, all right.
Crying my eyes out, laughing nights and social interaction unlike anything else. So many improvements added. Tim Kelly said what Richard said, but in a nicer accent. So he says that it's Red Dead. Parkwood09 RC says Super Smash Brothers Ultimate. At first unlocking the characters and spirits, I thought I would be a chore, but it's actually very addictive. I also like Detroit Become Human. Got it on Black Friday sale, and it was great. Fraser says PUBG, but you already knew that. The Cool Che says, I would have said Red Dead 2, but then I played Assassin's Creed Odyssey, and now I'm torn. But I've got to say Red Dead because I'm a Rockstar fanboy. So am I. Jay, so am I. Ben Lembach said Subnautica. Is that more Stu's thing? Subnautica?
Yeah.
Yes, Subnautica's a great game.
Subnautica, so that's Ben. Peter Robson has stuck with the rule of if you played it in the year, it counts. And he says Fallout 4. When it came out, I played 200 hours last year. I have 3 different games running on different platforms. However, Red Dead interrupted that. First class gaming. So Fraser also said Stranger Brigade. What is that?
Stranger Brigade. It's like isn't it like a squad-based shooter thing?
Is it?
It's. I think I'm almost sure it's some sort of multiplayer game.
Okay. He also says, as well as PUBG, Stranger Brigade and Celeste also gets.
Celeste is an amazing game.
His votes. Where am I at?
Stu Leckie, I think, is next.
Stu Leckie is next, and he says it's a tie between Sea of Thieves and Forza Horizon 4. I almost said Horizon Zero Dawn. Still playing both in 2019. Both games give me what I need. Can play in short gaming sessions and play for hours, full solo or with friends. When I think of 2018 games, they both stand out for me. So that was Sea of Thieves and Forza Horizon 4. Seth McNitt says, honestly, it's a tie between Red Dead 2 and God of War. God of War is scratching the itch of a modern Soul Reaver. It's great. Honourable mention to Gora 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 Gora, a wonderful little art puzzle game. Jason Gallagher sends us a gif of a horse running, just to emphasise that he loves Red Dead. Chris Williams, the new dad, says it's a toss-off between God of War and remember that game, Yes 8?
Yes 8, or whatever the hell it was.
That he loved. The Lacrimosa of Dana, or whatever it is, and Celeste. So he said
those aren't real words.
Those aren't real words, that is correct. So we've had loads of feedback, and there's more. There's more.
There's more.
Yeah.
Oh my God.
Didn't know that, did you?
Oh my God. No, I didn't.
There is more. Let me just wait.
There is more.
Wait a second. On Instagram. That's right. We're on the Instagrams. Yeah. Chopper Kelly said Red Dead. We've already heard from him. Danny Fletch says Forgotten Anne. You've got a Forgotten Anne vote, Stu.
Yay.
Zell 49872, catchy name, says Astrobot. So Antonio is not alone. Finchy says Forza Horizon 4. Paul, who we met at the meetup, says PUBG. He loves a bit of PUBG, our Paul. And then I think that might be about it. Kev Western Man says Fortnite, save the world. So, you know, we got one vote for Fortnite. And then Osbur said Red Dead Redemption 2 story. Not a fan of the online game, but the story is something else. Great podcast, great show, guys. Yeah. So, very cool. Yeah, he said that to the chap who said Fortnite, save the world, not the BR shite. None of us know what that means.
Battle Royale.
Oh, yeah, massive story. Oh, right, so this is Fortnite, the main game.
The normal Fortnite, not the Battle Royale.
Massive story, loads of weapons, crafting and building. So that was, Kev Western Man said that. Cool. Well, thanks everybody for letting us know on Instagram and emails and Twitter and everything. That's good. So that's pretty much all of them. Sorry if I've missed you out. Email again or tweet us again and call me a bellend. How about that?
That's it. Right, we have got one speak pipe to do before we do shout outs and get the hell out of here.
Let's do it.
Let's do that.
Let's do the speak pipe.
Speak pipe. It's the way to leave a message for us.
This is Derek Sainz, and it's 1:30. Let's hear what he has to say.
What the hell was that?
I don't know.
Hello, veteran gamers. It's Derek Sainz again, and I thought I'd start off 2019 with a big bang. And according to YouTube, that was the sound of the Big Bang. So there you go.
I see what they did there.
And over the Christmas and New Year holidays, I've been watching quite a lot of YouTube videos instead of watching the TV. And one of the things I've been watching is alternative language versions of famous movie scenes. That was quite amusing. Secondly was amateur cover versions of famous songs. And I quite often ended up liking the amateur versions more than the professional versions. And the third thing, which I've been watching probably the most of, is I suppose I'd class it as alternative Earth history. Stuff like who built the pyramids, who were the originators of the human race, and that sort of thing. And I was just thinking, have you ever watched YouTube or any other channel where you went down the rabbit hole of watching a subject which you knew was probably rubbish, but it was quite entertaining anyway? And I think that's it, probably. So until next time, I'll just say, keep on gaming.
Yeah, I've fallen. Okay, yeah, a little outro. Okay,
that's it.
I've fallen down many a YouTube black holes. So the sort of obvious one really for me is sometimes I fall down furry holes. Where
fall down what?
You know, people that dress up as furries. Yeah.
What are you talking about?
You don't know what I'm talking about. Okay, let me get some videos ready here. But basically, it's people who dress up as like dogs and stuff, and they hang out at the fucking mall, and it's hilarious. So,
is this something you want to tell us about, Ginny?
No, I'm not into it.
That's the first step toward it. He's not
exactly. He's looking at it just to see what it looks like.
The other black hole.
I used to eat cheese with my mates once in a while.
The other black hole that I fell into was flat earthers.
Oh yeah, I remember you talking about this.
I absolutely am fascinated with flat earthers. Like, there's something about flat earthers that And you can't argue with flat earthers because what they're really saying is, you know, like, don't believe what the government are saying. And it's flat earthers, I've kind of learned, is more of a religious thing, because if you're religious, you can't. It's you gravitate towards the believing there's a flat earth because it supports religion a little bit more than saying that a Big Bang happened and all that sort of stuff. So, but this is theories on the screen here. The other black hole that I've recently fell into, very, very recently, was LARPing. I started watching some LARPing stuff.
Weird.
Just because it's fascinating to watch this stuff. And I found one, and it was like some people LARPing in a forest. And then there's one of people LARPing dressed as Avatar, you know, the blue aliens. So that was cool. But that was a sketch. It wasn't real. But yeah, so this is fairies. This is it's all fun. So I fall down many black holes. The other one,
I've never really fallen down a YouTube rabbit hole. I sometimes look up, like, I'll spend, the only rabbit hole I guess I've kind of fallen into is when I look for DJ mixes. Like, YouTube has a lot of DJ mixes, and some of them are really good. So when I am in the mood for a new DJ mix, like, I'll just do drum and bass DJ mix and spend a long time trying to find the perfect drum and bass DJ mix.
There you go. Yeah.
There you go. I have done this weirdly because I'm not a massive YouTube person, but when I first got my 4K TV, for some reason, I decided to look up tornadoes in 4K.
Yeah.
And then proceeded to watch loads of them back to back.
Yeah.
And I don't know why. I just kept clicking on the next one, like, oh, this might be more impressive than the last one.
Yeah.
So yeah, I've done that. And then more recently, I've been watching unexplained things caught on camera.
Yeah.
You know, like time travelers caught on camera, supposedly, or people, like, there was one of a guy who went into, like, an airport and then came out without his bags, ran across a car park, and was never seen again. And no one knows what happened to him.
Yeah.
You know, just weird, unexplained stuff caught on camera. I don't know why. I'm just into weird, unexplained stuff.
It's weird. You can't really explain why these things sort of take your life.
And they're all the same. And you click on the next one, and it's like similar stuff. But it's just weirdly interesting.
I got into there's a YouTuber called it's a YouTube channel called Grand Illusions.
Okay.
And it's an old chap actually. He's getting on, and his thing is toys, right? He loves toys, and he reviews toys, and these really wacky, weird toys. And I've got a very inappropriate one on the screen now. But it's like just toys that are just like like the bizarrest, weirdest toys. But it's kind of like, you know, Bob Ross. You know, when Bob Ross is like really relaxing to watch, and it's like there's something zen about Bob Ross.
Sure.
This guy, Grand Illusions, is the same thing. I showed it to Tara. I was like, check out this guy who just does toys, and Tara was like, I'm not watching that. That's ridiculous. And then she was into it, you know, and and it's just really weird like stuff that he finds that like all over the world. He finds these toys. You know, some of them are like 100 years old, some of them are brand new. There's like, he'll show modern versions of the same kind of toy and all sorts of stuff. So here he's obviously showing toy guns that go bang or something like that.
Right.
And they all look ridiculously rude, but they're fun, and he's got a really good delivery. The king goes. The other ones I go down are Vine compilations. Like, I love Vine compilations, and Cody Ko. Cody Ko is one of my favorite YouTubers. He's a very funny man. So I go down many. Like, I go down a YouTube rabbit hole probably every week. It's ridiculous.
Well, all right. There you go.
I think on that note, we need to do some shout outs and get the hell out of here because it's been a long
talking
show.
About YouTube rabbit holes, if you want to go down the Veteran Gamers YouTube rabbit hole,
that is true.
Including EGX videos.
EGX videos are all done. Didn't quite do it in 2018, but they're all done. Part 1, Part 2 are out as I am speaking into this microphone. Part 3 is scheduled to be published tomorrow. This isn't like an empty promise. This is like it's uploaded, it's scheduled, it's done. You know, and just to reflect on it, not my greatest year of filming EGX, I don't think. I don't think
They're very entertaining. Don't put yourself down.
No,
Everybody should watch them.
Basically, I got lazy on Sunday Part 3. I got very lazy. So there's not tons in there, but it gives you an insight into you know what was going on. So they're up, and yeah. So please check them out. You know, subscribe and all that shit. And also, I've been uploading them to Facebook as well, and they've been doing all right on there. I've been streaming every Thursday again. Still, I streamed over between Christmas and New Year. That one went very well. This week's one, or last week's, as people listen to me, didn't go so well.
So what happened?
Not many people turned up. So there you go. But that's all right. I'm going to keep going. So if you're hearing this, you know what I was thinking about doing, Stu.
Yes.
Was playing a game from start to finish only on Thursdays, but it's like a streaming game. So I play it every Thursday, and people can, like, you know, track my progress. So I think I'm going to do one more week of multiplayer stuff. Right. So next week I'm going to play some multiplayer games. Maybe play some Blackout, Call of Duty Blackout, or PUBG, or whatever anybody wants me to play. Overcooked. If I've got it, we can play it. But then, Stu.
Yes.
Eric, I know what you're going to say, Stu. What should I play?
Well, you know what I'm going to say, so I ain't going to bother saying it.
Every Thursday after this one.
I think you should delete.
I'll tell you what. Right? Don't say delete because that's ridiculous. But
well, you want me to do her Too Human?
No.
And so I think you should do delete.
No, look, what I'm gonna do is I'm gonna put a Twitter poll up. Not because by the time people listen to this, by the time we record next week's show, or at the same time next week's show, I'll put up a Twitter poll, but you all get a vote on what the poll is. So, Stu,
do you know what I think? I think you should do the WOS games in the poll off my Steam list. So the most WOS games that you think you might vaguely like.
You've got to make a vote now. Like, what game should I play? Would you put your vote to it? Then Eric's going to vote for one, and then I'm going to pick one, and then we'll see which one wins on Twitter, which one I should play.
Okay.
So what are you going to say, Stu?
Say? The Return of Obra Dinn, of course.
Return of Obra Dinn. Duke?
Delete. I don't know. I don't know what to tell you.
You don't know what to tell me.
Yeah.
Okay.
Whatever you want.
Somebody in the chat can pick that.
So what's your choice?
My choice
what are you gonna put?
Is going to be boring. It's going to be GTA 3.
Oh God.
So that's what I want to play. I might change my.
Play that.
Yeah, but it's good to have people vote. So someone in the chat can vote for what I'm going to play or put something forward. But that's me. I haven't got any shout outs. Shout out to Tara for playing Overcooked with me. That's it.
I have one shout out, only a very quick one, but it is to Armar, of course, who sorted out the upload of the legend who is known as Armar, sorted out the upload. I have my RetroPie fully functioning now, and it's cool. Very cool. So yeah, I went round to Feng Shui's and we played Worms Armageddon and I beat him 4-1. Oh yeah, I did. So there you go. So yeah, I love that game. Love the pie. Love it. It's good. So thank you very much, Armar, for all your help and support and getting me sorted out. And it works. I didn't break anything. It all works.
It all works.
There you go. It all works. Duke, over to you.
Yeah, I want to shout out William Leggett because he shared an interesting article about the decision of Saber Interactive to go with the Epic Games platform rather than Steam. We didn't talk about it on the show, but it's an interesting article. I think we're getting to a point where Steam is probably going to lose its monopoly soon. I mean, they've been losing it, I guess, but I think it's going to be interesting to see Epic try to take on.
I think the interesting thing with Epic now, they have got so much money to sort of splash at this. You know, they've got a good chance of doing it.
Yeah, I mean, the question is, I don't know what's going to give another platform an edge over Steam, because
two free games every month, which is what they're doing.
Origin does that, and that's not enough. Origin has stuff. It
does, but Origin. Yeah, but Origin only has their own games to give you, doesn't it?
You're right. I don't know that Epic's going to be able to get enough exclusive stuff or stuff that's hard to find cheap elsewhere. Like Steam is now functioning off its own inertia in many ways, because it is the place that a lot of people just start and stop with in terms of looking at games online. Uplay exists, but nobody really starts there. You know what I mean? So I don't know. It'll be interesting to see what Epic can do with it, and I'll be keeping an eye on it. And I appreciate you sharing that with us, Will. And I also want to give a special shout out to Antonio, because I've been in a real Rocket League slump lately. I'm at Gold 2, which is just embarrassing, because I've been Platinum for most of this season, and it's just so frustrating to be stuck in Gold 2. But Antonio helped pull me up out of that, and I mean, I'm still in Gold 2, but I had been losing a lot and really getting really frustrated. So the fact that I won a bunch of games with him today, that really made me feel good. So Antonio, shout out, what? And I will also shout out everyone who wrote in with their Games of the Year suggestions, especially, who was it that said Far Cry 5?
I can't remember.
Yeah, special thanks to that guy.
Yeah, I will tell you.
Thanks, man.
It was Colm.
What? And a shout out to the Duchess, because she's doing great work in her city council campaign. What?
Very good. Can I just say, by the way, the first free game on Epic Game Stores this month is What Remains of Edith Finch.
And with that, we're done. Thanks for listening, everybody.
Instead,
What else did you want to discuss?
There you go. Game of the Year done for another year.
Game of the Year is now done. And my new book, I got the proof of my latest book today. Yay!
Yay!
It's called Cancel the Apocalypse, Thoughts from an Anarchist, Afrocentric, Feminist, Nonviolent Revolutionary. And it should be available in like a month or two. So watch for it, people. Check it out.
Keep out an eye, he says.
That's right.
Keep an eye out.
Have you watched the Bird Box thing?
No.
I watched it.
And?
It's fine.
Yeah. We've been watching Conan Around the World, which is fun. Seeing Conan O'Brien. He's a really funny dude.
I like Conan O'Brien.
Yep. We finished Sherlock. That was good.
I'm on the second season of that. I was stuck on that a little bit, I think.
It's good.
Yeah.
Thumbs up. All right, I gotta go walk the dog. Peace out.
Okie dokie.
See you later.
See you later. All
right. Stop and quit.